energy
onto
yes.
this side. They feel like it's a must. And it was immediately as they started shooting. Avari quick, Yuz, Sharkman playing for a little bit of piece control. That's when I was looking at it, but you said it just putting it on the line here. They're not necessarily rotating out, but they're putting themselves in a position to no matter who wins this actual fight, they're going to have to rotate.
I tell you when it ends.
Okay. So yeah, it's going to end up playing out. Both sides, of course.
I'll go chat.
Already digging into their heels.
My God, bro.
Sharkman gets control of the mending machine here. Remember, this will allow them to get those med kits as well, but these are some important tags coming from the low ground team with Quick and Avari.
Y'all can shit, right?
Y'all good, y'all good. Like, all right, we came back. They're still duking it out.
We watch after
Let's get out of here. They end up waiting.
It's just a watch party, bro. Watch party.
Here. Regardless of who wins this one, they are surely going to be in for a treat.
And for a situation like this, both of these teams need some sort of mathematician by their side just to count up the numbers, how much damage they're taking, and find a way to do the big maths, because honestly, this is like almost a no-win scenario with how many shots they're actually trading off, how many materials they're actually using, how much gold they're actually spending. So the longer and longer this one goes, it's not only that third-party team, because you see in the mini-map, Moneymaker for 9 still lurking around.
I can't figure stuff moving, bro. God.
You're using in this
I'm going to the
situation,
other side.
all the resources that it's costing you, to where even if you do get both of the eliminations, not just one, it's still not going to put you in a good spot. It's almost, like I said, a no-win scenario forming right before our very eyes.
I'm trying to watch everything here, though.
Yo. So that they can heal without giving away any audio sound effects or something like that.
Yeah, you want to watch FCS?
They're doubling back and forth. Is trying to find a
want to watch FCS with me? I'm live right now.
Lurk up on the team. Now
I can't play music though. That's the thing.
Down to their last med kit here, forced to start breaking their way down the builds. This is going to expose them to the outside. Benign and Moneymaker now have to see if they can actually download what's happening here. This extra bit of information is going to be super important for them. Otherwise, they're holding the bag. Look, they actually don't even realize.
What?
And they're watching the whole other side. Instead of the same side that they kind
of is getting all over my cup. I just died.
Actually, they're able to get a couple extra med kits, minis, bigs. Not sure what the mobility is looking like over there, or at least in a spot where they do have the luxury to stay a little bit longer. On over to
I'm not trying to get no
very quickly to see
fly,
Acorn and bolts again.
Out of this game.
Big eliminations for King and Craze. That puts them at 3 now.
There's 2 of them.
Man, bro, I want to play FCS so bad. I can just make like $100,000 quickly.
Acorn for bolts. They're off to such a hot start.
If I was a pro, I'd be making probably like $100,000 easily. If these are like,
but I'm looking at that damage meter, looking like it's a bit light here. So options are going to be Oliver OG, but the problem is you have Yamzo to distance, and remember Peter.
Yeah, Oliver OG, yeah.
Too, so a lot of potential third parties for Acorn and bolts can be happening here.
You see what I see, right?
Is this duos or solos?
This is duos. They're playing right now.
Duos?
Oh, Batman Booga. Higgs, bro. That's no way his name is just made it back to Batman Booga.
So many times from NA West to Central, he has yet to capture that FNCS championship, and I feel like right now he's playing with a chip on his shoulder. Day 2, a new day for them.
Curve, Curve is a crazy. Curve is a crazy PS5 controller player, bro.
I don't know.
Oh wait, I can find your cheer sitting thing.
Really cool to see Higgs having some fun here.
I won't be like that good, but yeah, I can still find one.
All the good lucky charms that he can think of here, because he is very close to striking NAC championship title here today.
Yeah, at one point or another, sharing that first place spot. Along with Muzz and Rise here, I talked about it yesterday, coming together very late, especially compared to some of the other teams that they're around on the leaderboard. Had a not good
But I don't care who watches this, bro. If they don't like watching it,
just
at this point, just don't watch the stream, bro.
for them. And then here
I'm watching this
they're
FNCS, but I
playing
don't care.
so
I can't play, I'm watching it.
I think Rise has flown so under the radar, you know, over the last couple years, you know, maybe even
my ping is
questioning his
still up too. I
dedication,
don't
his
care.
passion. I feel like, and I've always said it, with the right teammate, Rise will come back on up, and I think Muzz is that right teammate.
Yeah,
Wait, actually, different one.
Very consistent, successful career on NA. I feel like there's been moments where, again, he has excelled as an individual, and just pairing up along Rise, who's also had a very stable career. These are two super veterans paired up with one another, and if nothing else, I bet they just complement each other very well. Two very level-headed players, and their performance here is surely showing.
That's actually a good emo to do, actually.
Crazy talent as well, right? Like the
Should I actually do that?
Batman Boogas that are, of course, rising up.
Because you can like see the full entire screen now.
But look at this, being below 120 below. We'll have to catch up with what's happening over there. First, though, we touch base.
Yeah, this would be good.
If
I like do it for
rotating through the storm, getting chased down by Cynic. So
I should have put watch party on the stream thing.
Yeah, it's definitely good, because coming into today, it was 6 points difference between them and first place. Obviously, we got to figure out how many eliminations Ritual, Cold, Peterbot, and Poyo have gotten throughout all this, but they're definitely climbing up as the game continues to progress. Batman Booga's going to go down. Curve going against Cold and Ritual. Cold is just going to shut them both down back to back. Batman Booga here in game one along with Curve. They had the most distance traveled over the entire tournament so far, and Cold and Ritual immediately shut it down.
Yeah, I'm sorry to say, it's just a really tough fight, right? Like,
dang, already kills Higgs that quick.
They're not picking the surge, right?
Cold is crazy.
Just gets to wait there, get the pre-fire off. You saw him do it. While
yeah, this is crazy.
F9 did
that's what I'm saying.
With an elimination, so something has finally concluded for Moneymaker for 9. You can see them.
No.
That's shocking. Polo and Peter.
Poyo and Peterbot get first dibs on the rotate here. Using a shockwave, gets off that high ground.
It's
working out pretty perfectly for them right now.
Yeah, especially compared to some of the games we were seeing yesterday. They're 520 above, but Venno has gone down to Veer. Agers literally on a sliver of HP, and it's active surge.
Oh, that's
he only has a couple
Agers.
seconds. He can't take a single tick. Veer is buying time right now, and Agers and Venno have gone down. So
Agers,
as it stands, Monster, 5th place, 6th place,
if Venno was teaming up with Agers or what?
Yeah, that's a tough spot to be in, but if you're everyone else who's, of course, racing for consistency, you're happy to see these spots start to loosen up, because what you don't want you to gap away, this really does open up opportunities.
Bro, rapping and clicks just feels like a good duo, but like this need to like make good, at least make a good play to like win.
Well, a lot of notable names. I'm still seeing.
No, actually.
Beyonce, Josh, King, Craze, Bolts, Acorn, a lot of teams.
Actually, a lot of teams are good. Just like
This Aaron.
the only thing they can probably make the good play is probably like
the same game. We saw them kind of below the damage threshold.
Oh no, just
but Acorn always peeking for those
opportunities, play, and
I think it was Kelly that said it
sure
throughout the day yesterday. Even though they're 4th place on the leaderboard, they were just unable to really make a lot of these games count. If it's a 2v1 with no mats in endgame,
I can kind of see that.
What the difference in numbers makes, especially if you're a team like this that knows how to play for that high ground. You just can't do it alone most times.
Yeah, look at this. Somehow, Moneymaker for 9 are 120 above when they only got that singular elimination.
Where's Moneymaker?
In the feed there. Just shows you the importance.
I forgot Moneymaker in there too.
Damage in your journey.
Being him now he has. Oh, it's just a 1v2. I'm pretty
Where do you see Moneymaker at?
Funny that in the highlights, you know, when Kelly did
oh no, but they're gonna probably show him maybe.
Get these eliminations. They do not greed for the resources though.
Oh, let's push right there. They can push that team and
every single time. Even
they wipe them. I'm pretty sure they got better weapons too.
Coming into this big moving zone.
Yeah, and I think it's something that Ritual just deserves a lot of credit on, you know, just being able to kind
They
of
don't
go
have
from
an
trios
uncommon
now back
sticker.
to duos and be the IGL and somebody they can kind of lean hard on, especially in these tough situations where you don't necessarily know at all times where you're going to get your surge. Where they did go down, I think Vivid said 46th place to start the game, and they're still looking as strong
Really,
as
bro?
ever.
What you
See
doing?
Victor V and Queasy not straying away from their strategy. They tried it yesterday. They did it in heats, going for high ground majority of the
Yeah,
time.
Queasy
But
and
they're
Victor.
88 below the damage threshold.
Yeah, I
There's a
liked
lot of
that play
opportunity up here for them to go
yesterday, I'm
ahead
pretty sure.
and
Oh,
strike.
I know. Sit down, emo.
Waving on, but they have to be quick because it's active surge.
Yeah, this is super important for them right now. I also didn't see many heals, so they've already healed through the majority of the last couple of surge.
So everybody needs to lock in anyways, because about it's $100,000 in the line, too.
Peterbot just hits a monster shot, so does Boyo, and they take down Victor V and Queasy on the line where placement points were being
They
made.
took out Queasy and Victor, and they taking height with the Mythics. Oh yeah, that's just GG's for them, bro. Either if they can, either if the other teams can quickly like
The only
key
team
him.
that has already gone for height every game that they possibly could has now lost that resistance, or better yet, beat them.
that connection.
Yeah, that high ground.
Clicks and Ritual. I mean, not Ritual and Rapid. Crap.
So far in this game, I think that's a blessing for them.
What?
Not taking too much focus from everybody. We saw Rapid's first elimination, kind of getting them going. Now we're getting into the placement points, top 22. It's not much as of now, but we know teams will start to drop like flies. Those placement points will start to fly in as they rotate toward the front side of the zone.
Freaking moving.
Right side, which gives them a little less pressure to deal with.
Names I'm seeing here: Golden and Ozone on the backside of zone. Ritual, Cold here. 5 eliminations now. Working the mid-ground lane. They're getting targeted by a few different teams here. They will have to sort of soldier their way through all these old builds. Peterbot Boyo still maintaining the high ground. I'm seeing glimpses of Shadow and Virgo as well, still standing here, trying to make a comeback for themselves, but Cole dropping all of his material here for Ritual, although he's going to try to stick this pickup.
They gotta run. They gotta...
it. Ooh,
What?
Beeline it there, just 10 HP.
Nah, I can't do it. I can't do it. Yeah, but I'm watching it for chest.
Backside of zone, so it doesn't look like it's smooth sailing for Peterbot and Poyo just yet. Fanaya's gonna go down. Moneymaker still finds an Elim. He gets the Elim onto Acorn though, separating him and Bolts once again. But Moneymaker, it's your chance to make your name true, make that money. But he goes down. Peterbot and Poyo are gonna fall from grace as well, and it's Shadow.
Oh, they're gonna
take it all.
Yeah, it
looks like that was Poyo.
It as well. You saw them falling.
No, he said Poyo.
Scrappy battle up top.
I thought it was
Poyo.
Yeah, you can call him Polo or Poyo. So some people call him Poyo though. Well, mostly a lot of people.
Cold still trying to pull off a solo clutch here for He's at 10 points earned this game already. Meanwhile, Virgo in Shadow.
Oh, Virgo. I forgot Virgo is a crazy 1v2er, I'm pretty sure.
But no, it's Boyo who still wants
I don't miss nothing.
I saw him take so much damage.
It's Boyo.
Was next to go to the high ground, and it's Poyo by himself. That's something that he loves to do. Go for the high ground.
Oh, Booga's there too. Hey, Booga could actually just key Polo or Booga and his teammate. Wait, who's up top of Clicks and Rapid? And they can key Craze. They don't know that he's in that box though.
Big game right now for Clicks and Rapid. Almost a top 10. But Boyo still has to be taken out here. He's working his way through the low ground now, jumping down to
Polo.
Oh, Polo's dead.
Doesn't even have time to
Is he one shot? What's happening?
He would, but he's more
avoid
the storm here.
It's like glitching now.
Falcon Polo.
Watch. It's like the game is moving in
Oh, Clicks versus Polo?
Poyo clicks one-on-one. Poyo goes down. That's Ozone who steals away that elimination.
Oh, Polo goes down. That means Peter. Is Peter fully dead?
Was down to a sliver of HP. Doesn't even make it back in. And out of nowhere, it's Dolzier and Ishu that are stealing away the momentum here.
And don't forget, Ishu had a very
Over Yamzo, bro. He's going for that low ground play. Nice. Because no one's on that low ground, but they're going to start trying to get in the high ground anyway. They're dominating on low ground, by the way. He just needs to kill Ritual. Nice. Crazy. Oh, he's low. They're gonna chop him down. He's gonna shotgun. Oh, it's 1v2 now. Nice.
And Josh win game number 1. 11 eliminations to start the day off hot.
Is that the first game too? God, bro. Those people, that didn't take no time. God. They're already in first place, bro. That's nice.
The way you execute.
And yeah, I am shocked after that game result. I feel like there was so many different ways that game could have ended. For a while, I was like, oh, Peter Bob Pollo, they're up on the high ground. But then Channel Virgo push, and I'm like, oh, wait, hold on, what's going on? And then Dozer and Isho go, I'm like, oh my gosh. And then Josh and Yamza from the low ground. 11 elimination victory royale on the hardest day of the competition. To kick
I'm watching
That was harder. Game number 7. Hey, that's not a freaking game. There's no way that's game number 7 already.
I think we need to give a big thank you to Reet and Cooper for winning the Wonky Land off spawn first to 10, because I think that might be a key to the success of Josh and Iamza right now. We've seen them have major success at
It is probably
Wonky
game
Land.
7 for them,
What they're
but
doing
like
right
still.
now in the early and mid game, and
It's probably like first game for us.
and then being able to convert that into these perfect end games, absolutely incredible. And I do have to feel like just because of how vertical that height was, there were so many layers.
Bro, Josh is like, I'm not even going to cap since then when Clicks gave Josh that PC, bro. This dude probably been grinding the whole entire time.
Because they were the only ones there, and they were able to just pick up so much loot because of that.
Because Josh never could have freaking probably won tournaments if it was not because of Clicks giving them that PC.
Man, it kind of seems like everybody's like sleeping, you know what I mean? Everybody needs to like wake up a little bit here. I can tell you right now, Josh looks like he is very clearly awake because he was moving just absolutely phenomenally in that end game. But I also want to go ahead and mention, you gotta imagine, we constantly talk about the differences between day 1 and day 2 when it comes down to these types of competitions. Josh and Yamso
hitting them down, did a good pump shot too.
Kind of like lost the rights to actually land there. And then they kind of came into it and they were like, oh, we're going to be contested by, you know, Seek and Taki over at the split to the left of Clicks and Rapid, but now they're going to be uncontested. So now that they're kind of coming into day number 2,
I'm pretty sure Clicks died by storm, right?
Around the fact that they are now uncon, and immediately that preparation, I would imagine, is starting to pay off with a game 1 victory royale.
Crazy
game 1 victory 2 is crazy.
Reaction to that result,
Faxity. Oh, Faxity, bro, he doesn't care, bro. He's going to react to anything that comes. That comes right now, bro. I'm not gonna lie, Iamzo and Josh, though, they're crazy.
Hello? Huh? Hello?
I do what?
After this, you wanna do? Hey there.
Wait, what? I'm back.
You wanna play Battle Royale?
Why?
I don't know, I just feel like playing Battle Royale right now.
Yeah, you can play it though. You can play it if you want to. I'm gonna keep watching it since you asked.
Alright. Also, you like on screen? Going in. Bring on in.
Yo, bro, are you still watching YouTube, bro? But I should have did my face cam, but I didn't feel like doing that.
No. I'm gonna win.
I barely do my face cam. I think I only did my face cam probably like about one time.
Oh yeah, that's good, buddy. Oh, this stuff, this.
Maybe too straight. Canada, bro.
That's how you play Fortnite.
But for real, I forgot how Canada even plays.
Oh man, game number 1 was as chaotic as I had hoped it to be, and if you missed it,
You forgot how to play Fortnite?
Elimination.
What?
Victory Royale in the first game of
Well, I said I forgot how. No, I said I forgot how Canada plays.
This is a massive W.
I forgot some music burnt because of the music.
Okay.
That Kelly is why we say one game can really change everything.
I love to see it. Out of all of the teams that we had play in Major 1, there's only a handful that stuck together, and Josh and Iamzo is one of the only ones that didn't get a global championship qualification and still remain together. And you can see why that's so important.
Virgo's off top 10 already. Moneymaker's in top 9. Bro, Moneymaker and Finn or something. He talking, bro. Veno, bro, Veno is a scary player, bro. NAC, I'm pretty sure. Did he play in NAC or NA West?
High ground really early, and then of course it came down to that solo from Polo. We thought we were going to maybe see another Summit Land performance, but it did go a little bit less like that. However, Vivid, you called it out during the break that Peterbot and Ritual are just 1 point away from each other still after that last game.
But why is Stable Ronaldo not playing, bro?
Close towards the top of the leaderboard, and
but what happened to Ron? What did you just like?
I'll bring that up in just
play
a moment.
Fortnite?
We do see Peterbot play. It looked like this was actually going to be a good game for them because they had the higher ground. As you can see here, Peterbot just quickly caught off guard, and I won't.
He won't be able to play because he's playing in West Service, I'm pretty sure, right?
Peter Polio up there. Wheezy and Victor Reed were kind of fighting them for it at one point. Shadow and Virgo went for it at one point. We saw Oliver OG sending it up there as well. So Pyregon was a little bit crazy. But talking about this leaderboard right now, obviously we came into the day, and I just want to talk about the top 5 kind of coming into the day and how they placed.
I forgot.
Because it is open.
Because Veno was his teammate, and then he can't play because Veno already has a team.
Muzz 16, Bolts 17, and then Higgs and Kurt, they got 36. So all of our teams that came into today in the top 5 on the leaderboard barely broke into the top 10 at all. I mean, Pete and Polio were the only ones who actually do that, and it was just on the back foot of Polio's solo budget. So the door has been open for all of our other teams to kind of.
Yeah, bro, I swear, bro. I don't know why, but this trick gave too much people that glaze Polo and Peter, bro.
Gold was going to pick up 10 eliminations. That's what I was kind of calling for. You blink and you might have missed it. They just ended up being so shambles on the backside of the zone because Ritual.
Bro, what happened to Bolts and crap,
go
bro?
ahead for a res onto Cold at one point.
And Cold and freaking Yamzo gang.
Get a 1v2 onto Higgs and Curve. I can totally understand why you thought they were going to be walking away with a.
They won about 6 FNCS games, but still.
A little bit and wait for everyone to rotate in front of them to get those eliminations. Eventually, if you're not kind of like super focused, lasered in on all the players rotating in front of you, you're not going to pay attention behind you. And if you just get caught out by a really big team, they're just going to get those eliminations quickly. But it's Cold and Ritual. If anyone's going to be able to bounce back, and I don't know how much bouncing back they're going to do because of how high up they are, it's going to be this duo.
Yeah, I'm very interested to see that top 4 didn't shift at all, right? Peterbot, Polio, Ritual, Cold, Buzz, and Rise in that last game. You did call out, Viv. They did find, they only made it to 16th place, rather, but they did find 3 eliminations, so they are still trying to make up those points. Again, I'm trying, I want to be critical, right? Because this is day number 2. This is that moment where we are fighting for an Axe of Champions. We can't really make mistakes, but, Viv, I'm having trouble, especially because it's just the first game. Like, there is always that feeler game that we just need to come into, see how the lobby's kind of taken or adjustments they've made, and
And then B team rise.
I mean, without a doubt, our top four, we're taking a look at them. Acorn and Bold still kind of maintained to their 4th place as well. But that being said, Acorn and Bold, they're on 348. And you remember how I was kind of mentioning with all of our kind of like top 5 teams doing a little bit poorly this game in comparison to how they were doing yesterday. You know, Josh and Yamzo are kind of the best example to use here because Josh and Yamzo came into the day 19th place, around 220 points. They're now sitting on 327 points. So that game alone was around 100 points for them. And they were behind like 100 plus points from 8.
Yo, Chad, am I actually right though?
Now they're only 20.
Is it just me, or is it like,
yeah,
or this is just too much people that glaze Peter out and Polo?
But it has gone down tremendously.
No, actually.
Game number 7.
That's what I'm saying.
Honestly, Zeke, I mean, this is just game number 1.
It's probably because they like have 6 FNCS.
And honestly, the fact that we had so many of our bigger teams kind of fall down early, I love that. I want everyone in the top 10 to just be so close.
Probably why, I don't know.
Who's gonna win, who's gonna go to globals until the final game.
That was their plan.
I'm going back to lobby.
Let's everybody just chill out, just feel their game. That's actually not what happened. That's not what happened at all. We'll have to see though.
I don't know who's going to globals either. What? If I went, bro, if I was playing, I probably would not go to globals. I would go probably straight down to. Probably wouldn't even be able to play FNCS, bro. These people right here, they are lucky because they get to play freaking FNCS, bro.
1 point is difference, and if you look at the stats, there's one elim better for Peterbot and Poyo over Cold and Ritual, but they have just a little bit more consistency. Both teams having trouble with Surge at certain points in the game. This one is probably one of the best FNCSs in a while.
Yeah, really tough to go ahead
The
and
best,
crack the
yeah, I'm
case
not gonna
that
lie,
is Cold
it
and
is
Ritual, so
kind of
consistent, lurking in the distance, and we don't really follow their early
because, bro, like it's not that much freaking people that is just. It's not Peterbot and freaking crap, and there's nobody that's like making no just stupid play, bro. So it's actually like they're actually fighting for their lives right now.
The gap for first place that I'm looking at as I go down the leaderboard. I try to count the teams that already have global spots secured, the ones who don't. Even that bubble for the global championship spot is just so close. Like Kelly said, I want to see this.
Go back to lobby.
Last game with everything on the line.
Yeah, the way this leaderboard is headed, surely will do just that.
Battle Royale. Battle Royale.
But wait, but what about going back to lobby though? Oh, Skip was dead though.
As we jump in with Dozer and Ishu, they seem to have just figured things out off the drop. A monstrous first game to kick things off, that second place giving them the momentum, and now that confidence comes surging in here as they drop.
Moneymaker is going to try to get that mythic and crap and get good loot now.
Like, I know we have big plans for the day, Brothers Moneymaker and for now. We have big plans, right? And one thing I learned over my time on this earth, is in order to be the best, you have to beat the best. And Fortnite and Moneymaker right now are definitely ready for a handful, and it works! It works! Down goes Peterbot now! Poyo.
Oh my god. Nah, there's no way they just cooked.
This is crazy.
There's no way Moneymaker and his teammate just cooked Peter.
The second place team as well. Earlier in the competition.
Oh, so they already know that Peter's dead. I'm just looking for Polo.
Peterbot and Poyo. Poyo's by himself. We've already given Poyo so much credit as far as what he is capable of as an individual player. But even with all that star fighting power, is it going to be enough to hold back the Moneymaker?
Hey, they loaded out at that.
Peterbot's perspective, he gets hit with a major surprise.
There's literally nothing he could. As soon as he took the porta potty teleporter, he was just done. They coned him off. They boxed it. There was no builds able to be placed. Even if somehow Peterbot one shot tagged one of them down, it's still a 2v1. So Moneymaker Fortnite still affecting the lobby all around, and it's almost a must, right? Because you kind of close out the day yesterday. 49th place for the most part. 18th place to start the day with 2 eliminations. So they need something to get back on track. And taking down Pete, that could be just it.
What's crazy about it too is like they just slowly influence all the teams' overall tournaments, right?
Bro, what is this guy doing, bro? This guy gonna be still unlocked today, bro. This point, bro, guys, go ahead and order to go to the party, bro.
Even people like Muzz, Rise, Acorn, Bolts, still having this creeper like way up the leaderboards right now.
Yo, chat, who y'all think is gonna win?
Who win?
I'm really genuinely impressed with what Moneymaker.
Who y'all actually think is gonna win, though?
I blame Venom and Weezy. Remember the Invitational? They're the ones who started it off. Peter Bob
I can fix it. I feel it like that.
is incorporating it into the game plan, rightfully so.
I
know it was only a 1-point difference, but if you're one of those teams that are a little bit further down the leaderboard, the only
I don't know who's gonna win
such
majors.
a consistent team is maybe to take
I just hope
matters
someone
into your
wins
own
at
hands.
least.
Exactly what
At least Josh. I don't think Josh never won
Almost
this
majors.
time around, just lurking off their mountain a little bit towards that team down below, which was Paper and Zen. Again, just trying to get
Hopefully
some
he goes
early
to
game
gold.
surge.
Then you
They
can
have
find
distance traveled on the map throughout the entirety of this tournament, so surge is a primary factor of their game plan.
Okay, finally, bro. Ready to stop this music now.
Video for the post-tournament. They're gonna have the best post-tournament recap out of any team out there. Win or lose, doesn't matter. They're gonna have the best highlights for sure.
People gonna be going.
Slow and steady for Clicks and Rapid over on this side. Uncontested for the most part outside of that left building. And which I think kind of puts a little bit of a speed bump in their path as we kind of take a quick look at King and Craze. Vert just gets lurked on. Literally, this is just lurk after lurk so far in this game. Just key way to get eliminations, but as I was saying, you know, Clicks and Rapid coming into the tournament, they practiced a lot with that cube, able to kind of bounce them far to get eliminations. There, they don't necessarily have that same comfortability to use that as a part of their strategy.
Yeah, they've almost forgone that as a part of the strat. And again, that's just because you don't want to really cross their paths, right? Or leave yourself exposed to them. Take one bullets, though, facing a little bit of resistance from Curly and Jargu. They're also forced to disengage, give up the high ground position that they probably want to set up for. Muzz and Rise on the other side. Back to their trusty and true strat. Haven't really changed much, right? This team has almost consistently played these towers, and it's just worked out for them.
Yeah, you can kind of see double ARs. Typically, they kind of switch that for a pistol if they can later on in the game, or something that kind of.
No, I'm capping.
This is what they're doing almost every single game, like you're saying. They're just accumulating as much surge as possible before they're forced to move out by the zone. But even then, they let all these other teams that are further back from them rotate first, and they use that as a way to
I thought you were going to say it, bro.
get damage. As you jump on board Pollo here for a moment, still running around as a solo. You got to imagine he has enough gold, but where the zone is going plays a huge role.
Whoa, wait, why is Polo back, bro? I mean, no, I forgot. He's actually not dead. It was only Polo. No.
Again, Pollo is still one of the deadliest, right? If he just catches this lurk plane, it works successfully.
Yes, I've been had it.
Very much
So it's still easy. Yes, I do.
Yeah, I do. Around here, we still see F9's name in the distance there. They're not looking to give away.
Yeah, I already know what you're trying to do, right? Trying to raise vision, bro.
Gotta respect that tenacity, right? That consistency here.
I don't know about that.
They've almost even taken their strategy. Like, yeah, we're the kings of the draw.
Oh, Agers. Oh, Agers is going for Jojo Fishy. Nice.
Respect that.
Continued action all around, though.
Oh, hold up. Agers need to probably reset real quick. Come on, they killed his teammate. He's gonna try to shockwave.
A lot of damage onto Veno and Aegis so far, this being a true win, Surge included.
Yo, wait, he can't shockwave though, because if he shockwaves, you just get beamed out of air.
Again, those Spire rifles, the amount of time you could just continuously spray, it's just very, very so much a nuisance, especially for somebody that is a solo, as Veno and Aegis finally attack from both sides, but it's not going to work. Veno's going to get dropped first. Aoxy actually does get the cleanup before falling, so some damage to slow down the roll that Aegis and Veno have been on.
That in the distance, you see Victory and Queasy as well. I wonder what they're thinking as they're hitting these shots go off here. As close as they were. Pollo, Webster encrypted. We talked about that lurk play from Pollo here. He's setting up the 2v1s. He's saying, screw the lurk. I'm here to take this fight. He's doing it very much confidently. As this is happening, though, I'm looking at other teams kind of point their arrows in this direction. So there are other people interested in what might be happening here.
Yeah, outside of Pollo, you're right.
What?
5 teams directly in Sinister Strip, a 6 on the outside.
They didn't say.
CDZ and not come in this direction. They are lurking right behind, so they have no clue another team is this close. Literally just 1 box away, and Pollo's being persistent here. He knows, like, I need damage. I need a certain amount of loot.
Bro, just someone kill Pollo, bro.
Solo trying to shockwave away. You know,
oh my
players
God.
will tend to chase after that for the eliminations here. But Webster Encrypted doing a good job of holding their ground here.
Oh, nice. Oh, hold up. Nah, I was freaking oh my freaking God, bro. Nah, not a freaking 1v2 again, bro. I swear.
Pollo's likely, I was going to say, probably going to disengage here soon. He's going to do enough damage, look to back out, or CDZ and Nut are going to catch a glimpse of what's happening. They're going to say, wait a second, he's by himself, and capitalize on the elimination.
Is that Solo's cup so
realizing using so many materials here. He's gonna disengage from the
Nuts.
Of Sinister Strip. Exactly what we were talking about. Spotted
bro, Nuts cooking.
So much damage. A sliver of HP. That's all that's left. Nut and CDZ gets
Come on, Nut.
For a short moment. The third party is coming to pour in this direction.
Nice.
And they're still gonna solidify the elimination.
I don't even know who Nut is,
they're the next target here at this south side of Sinister.
Well, Pollo and Peterbot fall in 40th. Place there, so Pollo's effort was
they fall down to 40th.
Good enough to push him through the
impossible bro, that's
task,
crazy.
honestly, considering how many teams got to his drop there. Josh Niam's on the other side playing much more safe here, very passively.
Yeah, they playing more better. Yeah.
That's going to leave Ritual and Cold here with an exceptional amount of
making sure that no one comes straight key them down.
So consistent, right?
Making sure still
Basically matching bar for bar on average elims
if they can't
points.
Go
for chance to not only take first, but hopefully start to build a little bit of a cushion. They still got to worry about Muzz, Rise, Acorn, and Bolts.
Yeah, they do
Josh, who just won that last game. Overall, from outside of that global
they gotta watch out
for sure. And they have the same strategy. As a lot of teams that do land at that spot, that kind of half sunken, they immediately rotate over towards this vending machine, where they're getting a lot of their metal. Obviously, with the gold, that's how they're replenishing their loadout for the actual heals. So Josh and Yamzo just sticking to what isn't broken.
Thing to think about for Virgo and Shadow is that although they had a slow day 1, they are picking things up with a strong pace here in day number 2. That big 7th place that they managed to pull off has effectively put them in
Shadow
the bubble, knocking on the door.
Wait, who's Shadow? Is it Virgo? Wait, it is Virgo.
Again, not that they necessarily need it, but again, if they get to push other teams out, start to open up.
More and more eliminations that they get. Even King and Craze here, if they're able to catch fire, they're inside that bubble. They're going to create that roll down effect.
Well, who can key? Who can key them? Wait, no, they can't key them yet because they're all safe.
Hurting their chances. They're siphoning points away from teams that do need it. So again, even if they got their global championship spot secure, there's so much for them not only to play for, but impact here in this lobby as we jump on board 2nd place. I say that with knowing like just 1 placement point, 1 elimination would bounce them right into first. 306 above the damage threshold. It's not necessarily a mountain of damage that they're gonna.
Troll's going for all over OG now. I think he's just rotating. Oh yeah, why the Ritual even?
Cold kind of looks out to see. Okay,
hey,
is anyone going to take shots? I don't know. Using it as bait to find tags on the way. And again, F9 and Moneymaker kind of take up Peterbot and Pollo's strategy too. I'm thinking that their prep is in, obviously, the lurk, but then, okay, if we take down the team we are lurking on, what do they normally do? As they just adopt the strategy. They almost become the team, basically. It's a very interesting way to play the game.
I mean, I would follow those same strategies too, especially if I got that elimination onto Peterbot. Especially with both of them going down, but I did see this in the feed. Acorn dropped, Void dropped. It was a trade 1-for-1, but with no eliminations, the revive is going to come back through. And so for Acorn and Bolts, they just got to reset here in this situation. But be careful because Veno and Ager's doing it again. This is literally the same strategy for the most part that Veno used to come back from a 100-point deficit to win Major 1.
Oh, what a tough spot to be in, though. Agers, as he opens up fire, Acorn edits the window and finds him there. And now they're looking to finish the deed here. This is a really big elimination. This is actually a potential pace-changing elim for them right now.
Veno's resetting.
This is going to be 2 back-to-back games where they get taken out early.
And you kind of see him just toying with the idea, do I go for the revive? I got to try to heal up. Acorn and Bolts are staring me down, so Ager's not going to be rescued. At least not here.
1v2 Veno, let's go. Oh yeah, Veno's dead, yep.
Going down. Acorn and
Bolts.
This could be the game. We were talking about
Acorn. Oh, hold up. Oh! 2 teams, yeah, they found him. They found him. Hold up.
Out of nowhere, probably hearing the noise. They want to join in on the fun.
Yeah, and someone else does.
He took that wall, though.
There's a fresh team coming in pretty aggressively. They need
he wasted all chug jugs.
We're gonna look to disengage instead, not wanting to fight against the best here.
Rightfully so. Acorn and Bolts, you know, just getting it down, literally going from one fight to another by getting those eliminations onto Veno and Agers, and since they already had the vending machine locked down, they're not necessarily too worried about the heals.
All right, there we go. What's up, guys?
They just have to be on their timing because it is a 2-tick. It is going into a 5-tick. Let's jump on board Queasy and Victor V. They're below the damage threshold. Underneath that bridge, also below that damage threshold.
I love that we get to get this updated.
It's actually not raging.
Too, because we have seen them have
Moshi just
the tired duck server on Roblox. The tired duck server on Roblox. Is his name the tired duck song on Roblox? I'm at Roblox. Is his name the tired duck server on Roblox?
Dominating someone right now. Demolished. No, he's on Rocket League.
Especially since you're only 180 above the damage threshold. And I'm not going to say this is at max pull. You can see in the mini-map there are teams that do have it harder. But you see the shockwaves coming out. Kind of leaves you open. A little bit of a risky rotation. But most of this path so far has been clear. Maybe 1-2 teams in their path overall. So for Queasy and Victor V, they just got blessed with a smooth rotation. They have to watch out when they do get there. Acorn Bolts, Muzz Rise, Boogan Braids, even Golden Ozone trying to take that same path.
Yeah, definitely. I was going to say Queasy is just moving as well. Very smooth.
Oh, cold.
Okay, sorry. James Kingdom,
watch out for that lat.
So we got all of the best dunkers. Other than I don't know who the other guy is.
Solidified the lead now with that elimination there, putting them in first place here.
They need to watch on that team. They can spray that team right there up top. No, they can't. They actually can't spray them down. Yeah. One got pistol. One got. One's coming up top.
Not because they made any mistake, but because they were caught off.
Oh wait, they can beam Josh. They can beam Josh though.
Circumstance for something like Peter Poya.
Yeah, exactly, because
they can actually beam Josh. Hold up.
Pull out those tricks from underneath their sleeve, but you talked about taking
Booga's coming now. Oh god.
We saw literally Peter and Poyo do in the last game. Overstay at Sinister Strip, and because Moneymaker in front
everyone's at Sinister Strip. Holy bro.
The biggest blessing here in this
someone needs to keep it safe.
Their strategy to overstay on that mountain just outside of
if they move, they're dead.
Almost
one of them will go take that kill.
The threshold. They do have an item slot that is empty, so maybe they use some med kits to get here. But so
Rapid, Rapid and Clit. Rapid gets another kill on him. Takes the mythic. I'm pretty. Well, he doesn't take the mythic, but he found a mythic. Batman Booga.
So I'm not gonna say what I'm really thinking about Clicks and Rapid right now, but. So far, so
still with
good.
Curve.
I will leave it at that. Looking to the high ground, you see Moneymaker.
Rapid is going to.
Yeah, I'm probably doing this.
On the ultimate low ground
Doing a different party because
I
don't care.
They have max material.
Moving
into deep stages of the moving zones.
They're only roughly 34 or so points behind that first global qualification spot, that 6th place in terms of teams that do get to qualify. So they're not too far off. So they don't even necessarily need a miracle run today. They just need to do good enough, or maybe hope for the downfall of others. But either way, they still got to play their game out, just like Batman, Booga, and Curve. Disaster struck in that last game, went down relatively early, lost their top spot on the leaderboard inside of the top 5. But look how they're quickly bouncing back. Their mental game has to be strong here in a tournament like this.
Yeah, definitely. Listen, Kerber has already expressed himself saying that he has found the
That's Mr. Savage? What the fuck is that?
becoming a champion of that
No,
first season
that's not Savage.
Benno, and
That's
then
freaking...
doing what he did inside the Heat.
I don't know who that
it's
is.
really changed him as a player.
Moneymaker coming for that height. Moneymaker took the height on at the wrong time already? Right time, I don't know. They still took it though, so that's good.
Have so much height over the
Beam the Virgo.
other teams here,
like a little bit.
Going opposite side, so
Moneymaker's going to drop back, go for the connect on the Storm. Alright, Smudge is gonna knock Cooper.
Doing exactly what they do best, not really forcing the issue, sticking to the low ground here. They get rewarded.
All thing they need to do now is probably Reed on the team. Is Reed on the team?
Have something to gain with Peter Boyo going down. Rise and Muzz can very well overtake him on the leaderboard as well. A few teams can rightfully do that, but as Moneymaker and Fnine still looking good up top, you have to watch out. Threats is there. You got Batman, Booga, and Curve there. You got Cold still lurking around, and even Clicks finding another elimination onto Noxie. You know, if the opportunity comes their way, high ground, they will try and take it.
When they have 8 shockwaves, right? You surely have to be thinking about it now. All it takes is for you to continue to shockwave to the front.
And they got a good amount of shockwaves. He went, Clicks went on low ground, he might die.
See that though? They get hit to low ground. Meanwhile, back onto Higgs and Curve here. How are things looking for them? Not too bad, but out of the extra heals. So let's see what they can do. What little they have to work with. Little layer change here.
And then, guess who lead in 10 minutes? It's a freaking extra heals.
Not even Victor V. They don't have heals. You can really see the problem starting to set and take form here in the end game. But the policeman points are finally starting to rack up here now as teams are falling here. Ritual Cold, though. Running things on the low ground here. This is Acorn and Bolts on the other side of the wall. Very important elimination is starting to line itself up here.
This is something they do best for the most part. They dominate that mid and low ground layers. Up until then, they get struck down. A flank comes in, but high ground gets overthrown as well. Rise and Muzz, and they're not even the ones that fought Moneymaker and Fnine. A chop in the backside of zone. They don't catch effort to just slip through their fingers, and now Muzz and Rise are the ones with their heads in the clouds.
Very smart, and Muzz and Rise have been the only team we've seen game after game being extremely sneaky with looking to play late in this storm for a retake, or in this instance for the chop. It's playing off so well. Well, back to Batman. Booga's got no curve, 5 material count left here. Let's see if he can play the way that his name was made. But here, we jump over Rapid, Cold, also run out of material. Meanwhile, Booga, true to his name too, popping off here in the end game.
He literally turned and burned him down. 5 different players in this game feeling the pressure of what it's like to be a solo. One less with Batman Booga going down. Victor V eliminated as well. Braids is gonna fall. Booga just trying to hang on to the edge of the zone, make it to the front, and reassess the situation. He knows with only 1 build left, being a solo is a nightmare of a scenario, but he finds the elimination onto a V. Gets tagged from above. The Siphon keeping him alive, but without any materials, it's not for long.
He plays it well. In the end, though, Muzz and Rise are raining down terror here. 9 eliminations now, working their way towards another 10 bomb here. But it's Clicks and Rapid healthy on the low ground.
Oh, Clicks and Rapid 2v2. Beam Muzz, beam Muzz. They need to beam Muzz to just win the game.
Wait, is that a shockwave out for the heal play? Okay, so he's gonna
beam. He missed every shot. Rapid's gonna go up. He's gonna beam.
But Muzz might have made a small mistake. He comes back in.
Clicks is on hit. On the height. Are they gonna pop the chug, Muzz? Are they gonna beam? Clicks is gonna beam him. Clicks needs to go at it. Oh, Clicks just killed Rise. Hold up. Oh, hold up. Oh my god. 1v1. And Muzz won. Oh my god. Nah.
Great fight as well. Clicks, we know we love to see you do what you do, but Muzz, we enjoy just as much there. Zeke, game number 8. What a round.
Oh my fighting gosh.
Sorry, passed out there. What happened? That's crazy.
What in the intense is this, bro?
You know what's really crazy about that?
Okay, Mo, chill. Look at
an 11 elimination victory royale to start the day, and then Muzz and Rise
yes.
were like, "Oh, you guys like that? You we
Yes, I can
watch
see your
this.
screen, bro.
Oh my gosh, to think this all kind of started, Kelly, because of a chop, because of Moneymaker and Fine on the high ground suddenly get chopped, and Muzz and Rise look up and go, we should just go up there.
And listen, we'll talk about Moneymaker and F9 after this break, but yes, Muzz and Rise being able to identify that F9
Muzz and
is going
Rise
down,
is crazy.
taking that high ground, and then being
Damn.
able to control it. But we heard it from our casters there. There was a moment where it looked like maybe they were going to go for the heal off. Maybe it was just a misplay of the shockwave grenade, but able to recover, and then it coming down to a 1v1. We got X-Set versus X-Set, and way to set our expectations. Absolutely incredible, Vivid.
They got 2 X-Set members versus, bro.
Are our first team here in Major number 2 Grand Finals to pick up a second victory royale. And listen, it was done very, very clean. Actually, it was pretty similar to how they got their first victory royale as well. Kind of height control, and then Muzz kind of left down to this 1v1 situation where he just takes it nice and slow and easy. Make sure he doesn't take any damage. Unfortunately, Clicks could not find the angle necessarily. That's just because Muzz was playing it so well. And listen, Zeke, I know that you're probably going to want to scream here very, very shortly. I'm looking over at the leaderboard, and I want everybody at home to kind of realize that very, very shortly when we come back from the break with the leaderboard, you might want to cover your ears because it's going to get crazy. But Muzz and Rise, man, just played it so well. And what's crazy about this, take a look at their eliminations kind of going into 8 zone. Actually only had a single one kind of entering this end game, but they started to rein in, of course.
And once again,
they beamed the Virgo. That's how he died.
This early game where they have this plateau,
I
they
didn't
have
know.
this high
No
ground,
clue.
and it allows them kind of in this center area to rotate regardless of where they are, getting themselves into a prime position before we get into these moving zones. And that is what is allowing them to just kind of be efficient, survive these mid to late games,
they beamed Bugo. Oh my
steal
gosh.
height with tons of mats, tons of heals, and of course a great loadout with their ammo and everything. I love to see it. They have come into this tournament with a game plan, and they have just been executing it so perfectly as the tournament has gone on. 2 games for 2 victory royales, but Zeke, I think these guys can make it 3.
Also, that's how Rapid died.
They are playing right now. This is their tournament to lose, right? Like, they are going on a spree right now.
What?
Yeah, 468 points there. Not a big deal. I wonder where Muzz will be on the leaderboard after this break. No idea where he could be. I don't...
That's crazy, bro. Was that Frantic? Dang, Peter just knocked Frantic. 11. Oh god, bro. Oh my beam! That's the FCS watch party is crazy right now. And like this is literally like the and this is like the technically like the other thing. Dang, that is crazy. This is like the commercial, I'm pretty sure. Dang, I just seen Peter about to cook everybody. Dang. Clicks on that commercial, yeah, on that type of thing. But that little tech up. I just seen the screen. Was I supposed to ready up or something? I don't know what I'm supposed to be doing. Let's go hit my screen too. What? No way. Okay, hold up. Well, the match, yeah, the match didn't really start still, so yeah, I might be good. Probably be still able to watch it, crap. Bro, that. And we still having a watch party, but I'm still streaming, by the way, too. Oh my gosh. People are gonna be very probably thinking, yo, this watch party is probably gonna be so fun. Watch. Hold on. Yes. Yeah, we're just getting a free game in, and yeah, we're probably gonna do the watch party again, right? Yeah, right. We're gonna do the watch party. Yeah, right, bro. Yeah, right, bro. We're gonna do the watch party. We're gonna do the watch party after this. Yeah, right, bro. Yeah, right, bro. Yeah, right, bro. Yeah, right, bro. We're gonna do the watch party after this. Yeah, bro. Yeah, we totally gonna. Yo, look at my FNCS pickaxe, bro. Yes, FNCS day. Yeah. They kind of getting beaten by them. Bakabena, Babarabazabari, Barazia, Ibaraga, Baragi, Barada, Ikabarada. Dougie, teach me how to Dougie. Teach me how to Dougie, teach me. Well, for a second, I thought I just seen Mr. Savage, bro. Yo, after this, we're gonna watch this watch party, right? Yeah, right, bro. Yeah, bro, the FNCS watch party, bro. Bet. So yeah, this mostly just like a warm up today. So yeah, we probably like whatever you're probably thinking of, like what happened to the Mexican Cup. Yeah, we're doing this like I don't even freaking know. Bro, I want a Spire rifle so bad, bro, and we can take height and then we can make space from that, bro. Yo, bro, you know how to make space? It's like with 2 boxes, like this. I'll show you real quick, like this. And then you add 2 walls. A Spire, you don't know what a Spire rifle is? A Spire rifle is like, it's like literally like the thing that they added in, it's like the thing that they added in, freaking, what's the name, Blitz. But which is I don't play Blitz. Dang, I'm lagging so bad, bro. I just show you, bro. Yes, it's a rifle. It's very good. I think you've seen it before. Yeah, you definitely seen it before. Yeah. I'm good with these. Hold on, what? Gotta put my shotgun in the first spot. To just like, what is it good? If it's good. Alright, come down here. Oh wait, we need a key. We need a key. Wait, where's the key at? But okay, but. I think we have someone on us, maybe. But I need an intending shotgun. But yeah, you can keep yours though. I just need like a. How about I take the mythic one? Where's the? Is it a boss somewhere? Come on, boss didn't spawn yet. You know, just get in this car. Just get in this car. Oh, good baby. Now I'm a good driver, bro. Watch. Hey, bro, I'm standing going the road, bro. Yeah. I told you I'm a good driver, bro. I get out the car. Oh no! We getting beamed. I'm lagging, bro. Oh my god, I'm lagging. Hey, yo, just res me over here. It's because I'm playing on a freaking EU server, bro. Well, I'm playing on it. Central. I'm in. I'm playing on EU now. Now the ping is going down now. Yeah, the ping's going down now since I'm on the freaking EU, bro. That's why I always play on an EU server. Oh my god. I'm pretty sure they're following us because they have those listening things. I'm gonna watch out for them. See if they're coming or not. Because they're not coming. I already got medkits. Good. I just need mats though. Go ahead. Alright, I got a mini too. Okay, there you go. Bro, someone trying to join, but we can't. Bro, we cannot invite you right now, okay? Bro, still request. Nah, Vubo or something. Oh, that other guy needs to. Yeah, that's one of my friends. Wait, don't go on storm, don't go on storm, what do you do? No, we're gonna take damage. Plus, it could be like a storm tick. You know what that is? A storm tick. You know what a storm tick is? A storm tick is when you take literally 4 damage off of your health right now. That is a storm tick. It's so bad. Nah, but like when a storm tick is literally probably like takes about 4 damage off. If you go in storm. If it's like in game. It's not really when you're knocked. It's mostly just like when you're full health too. Does you take like it will take so much. But hold up, hold up. I found something. Well, I found a chest. Hold up, pretty good. Enchanting. Okay, better. Oh wait, I actually hold up. Let me get one of these too. Shock rocks. I'm gonna need these, bro. For end game. So big pot. Oh, get in. Go. Oh shit. Alright, so yeah, we need a full loadout of stuff, so yeah, we need to like go get some loot, man. Just load up somewhere. We'll probably get some mats. Okay, we're good. Get on us. I'm lagging still. Why would you? Dead. Bro, I'm lagging like on a freaking. My gosh, bro, on a few, probably 1,000 dang ping right now, bro. My gosh, bro. Look how bad am I freaking lagging, bro. I hate lagging, bro. Oh wait, it's kids on us. I'm getting beamed. I'm beaming them. I'm deaf. They're dead. Spy rifle over there. Phone him. What you mean, help? Yeah, you can come. Alright, so you know how to make space, bro? It's like with 2 boxes, bro. Literally with 2 boxes. I can't get out. Can you get out, bro? Bro, ain't no way. I'm gonna try to get like that pistol thing. I don't have like those few 1,000 bucks now. Thank you, Jesus. Now you can just get the pistol easily. They like nerf it so the people mythic Yama thing, bro. Man, I love this gun, bro. Oh, that's why I said do not get in the car for that long, bro. Dead. Let's throw the car. Okay, I'm gonna give me this truck. I'm gonna give me these shockwaves too. I go. Oh wait. They're in there. I beamed him. He's low. He's one shot. I see him. Dead. Hey, burnt peanut right here if you want it. Cube! Oh my gosh! No, the new boss. I'm going to the new boss. Boy, just oh my gosh, no. Oh yeah, I'm about to die. Hold on. We don't get in yet. We don't need to get in yet. I defeated it. Alright. Actually, no, you can actually take this. You can take it. You can take the chaos. I don't need it. Yeah, I'm gonna keep. Oh my gosh. Oh no. Void blade over here. Bro, help. Bro, can I freaking ask for help, bro? I'm freaking lagging right now, bro. I was getting shot at, too. I'm gonna land on the guy. Wait, where's my shockwaves? Where's my shockwaves at? Bro, watch out, bro. We about to die, gang. Yeah, we're freaking dead. Oh yeah, I'm about to box up real quick. Yeah, just come in here if you need help. This guy's trying to take my box. Nice. Oh, nice. Void blade's coming. Yeah. Another kid on us. Dead. I don't know, but I'm pretty sure it's kid behind us. No, that's Void Blade. He's almost dead. Dead.
A return.
Come, hold up. On us, on me. Suddenly dead. Beam him. Nice. Yeah, you can take that AR if you need it. I'm gonna get stacked. I'm just gonna take this too. I'm gonna pop my chug. Actually, hold on. No, I'm gonna pop one of these these medkits real quick. Oh wait, do you have? Oh yeah, you already have a good gun. I just took this dude. I'm trying to see what all to get, bro. Gold, Hollow 4 Ghost. No. Wait, what do I need now? Oh, sorry, no medkit. Now I need to pop this with it. Yep. I go. I'm pretty sure the thing still just started now. Okay, now I just need now we just need shockwaves. Ooh, wait, go to the thing, the vending machine. Yeah, go to the vending machine. We got kids on us? A bunch. No. I beamed him. Now go. Run him. What the flip is this game, bro? I see him. He took the car. I beamed one of the things. Watch out on the back. The guy is a bot, bro. Yeah, we're good though. We can still get shockwave. Where's the freaking listening thing at, bro? Yeah, we're freaking dead, bro. Damn, I killed him. Heal. Heal with your chug jug. Beamed. I got 2 chugs. Crap, bro. Yeah, I'm gonna take these and run, bro. I can reboot you. I have enough gold. Crap. Yo, just mark the circle. I can't. I got enough gold. I'm good. I'm in circle now, we're good. Hey, okay. So yeah, the only thing I need you to do is just mostly just mark a reboot van, and then we're good. Or no, it's a 1v2. I got it. I got it. It's a 1v2. I got it. For sure. Me want to beam the kid. Yeah. I see him. Holy, like I'm lagging, bro. This is why. Yo, should I rush him? I probably won't rush him yet. I could rush one of them though. Nah, that guy is not Nick A30, bro. That guy is actually so bunched. This guy is straight up just hot. This guy is definitely not Nick A30. I run out of mats. No mats clutch right now, if I can. Crap, bro. Like I'm freaking lagging so hard, bro. There's nothing to really do. I'll go back to the watch party though, if I still can. Still. Yep. I'm gonna go back to the watch party now.
That surge warning forced into fights, and I'll talk about Victor potentially, as we saw him catch 2 elims already. Meanwhile, Ritual and Cold again taking full-on advantage of that early rotate. They were the first team to position up here, and they've managed to put a lot of pressure on different duos. I'm actually surprised they're even playing the edit this way with how exposed they are to these other teams with high ground. And you see right there the full burn from Curve and Veno take down Queasy as they try to rotate through.
And they're actually going to be able to pick up that loot on the Queasy. Cold Ritual, though, not necessarily getting distracted with anything that's shown in a little bit of a funnel and focus on that funnel. That way they don't tunnel vision too hard. Just continuously distracting. Victor B in the distance will fall shortly after Queasy as well. So they're kind of leaving it into the last 3 games of the day to try to make their dash towards the top side of the leaderboard. Muzz and Rise, winners of that last game, the team with a 66-point gap. You saw them continuously climb up the Storm Surge threshold with only 13 players needing to go down. It might not necessarily be a worry for them for the rest of this game. Yeah, definitely shouldn't be. But right now, looking at the zone, everyone's already making that rotate here. So this is going right back and up out of the Frosted Flats and into some weird terrain, some interesting territory to come. But look who's there early. You have Cooper already playing some high ground. That's the first that we've seen from them. Meanwhile, Clicks and Rapid sticking to that low ground that works so well.
Oh my god, bro, I can't freaking sit.
Only down to 2 shockwaves, so
but I need to pop an emote
have to
somewhere.
start preserving here. Curve and Batman Booga have a tough rotate though. Lost one on the move here. This is where things can start going south for a team like Curve and Higgs. They actually need this qualification, and for them to start slowing down now, finding a little bit of friction here on their overall points, this is going to be tough if Curve can't pull some placements.
Yeah, especially since when I'm talking about that gap earlier on within the top 10, it's a Peterbot and Poyo with a little bit of that gap, 42 points going into this game, so they got to figure out a way to close it. Even though Peterbot and Poyo are not necessarily the competition for global spots, they're the direct competition for the top side of the leaderboard. Shadow going to go down to Tyler. Peterbot and Poyo this game, unlike many of the other games so far, not necessarily peeking for the high ground, or at least not early. Ritual and Cold pick up a couple of eliminations themselves. It's still an all-out battle for that first place spot.
That's a devastating elimination, by the way, onto Dash and Noxie, who are on the bubble for qualification, getting themselves in through consistency. Now that's going to be a major setback. They only earned a couple of points here for placement as we're inside the top 20 now. I'm still seeing Veno standing there in the distance.
Polo again.
See Agers as well accompanying him, so that's really strong. But for Peterbot and Poyo, you saw that almost every game that they've managed to comfortably make their way towards, and they have fought for the high ground for the most part. They are no strangers to, of course, battling for it. Meanwhile, Bolts and Acorn, talk about coming back here, finding their way back in the competition. That's a key elimination.
Yeah, we're still waiting for that big Bolts and Acorn game together as a duo as they catch Skittles shockwaving out in mid-air. And that's something we've seen Bolts do so much, the mid-air eliminations. It's kind of like the guy that you count on to really make these plays matter. Reed and Cooper, they connect from one place to another, trying to hold their position up above. Clicks and Rapid down below. Get aggressed on through the side. They quickly answer that one, backtrack in their steps, but it's only going to last for so long. There's so much pressure coming around from all around the lobby. It's one team and then the next and then the next, so they have to be on their toes.
Rapid making the smart call there to get off the layer as well. For a second, I was like, oh no, you're leaving Clicks behind.
All right, no, I actually heard that.
They managed to connect it back together. Curve, though, we put the pressure on him. You can see he's still holding it down here as a solo, earning more and more points. How many times can we trust in Curve to clutch up here in the tournament? Either way, though, it's working right now. Big pressure coming in. Shots raining down. Rich will also play this.
Yeah, that's over. I could be pressing, but I don't care.
If they want him race for first.
Yeah, it's no time to let your foot up off the gas by any means, but it's also hard for any team to look up and Shockwave up there. Peterbot, Poyo take down Muzz. Rise is still alive here, and Rise's solo clutch opportunity is huge. Top 10 is where you at least get half of the placement points for Rise. That should bare minimum be the goal, but Rapid gets the get back. Poyo was down. Peterbot left by himself. Clicks and Rapid find their first elimination of the game, and it's on Peterbot.
Pull-ups taking for a low ground. Gonna beam Josh.
This is getting really interesting. Curve still finding eliminations as well. And gets the key
Curve
follow-up. That's
gets
a top 15
killed.
and some extra placement points now.
Reed and Cooper on the high ground.
And
bro.
I still see
Rise
standing. I see Peterbot up as well. Rise, though, taking a toe-to-toe fight with Clicks here. Looking for a little opportunity to get in there. He's going to end up following close on their trail here. 50 HP in the chug. It's going to keep him alive for a little bit longer. There's a clear breakaway moment, but look at this on the other side. Josh falls to the hand of Peterbot.
That's a big elimination there because Rise picks up another. The Siphon, the 140 on the Chug Jug, solo on solo action. Rise is making sure nobody has a chance to really close the gap, but Bolt sends it flying up towards the high ground. They're alive together as a duo, but Acorn might have been late to the party, which means Bolts just got tagged up time and time again. Reed and Cooper from two different sides, continuing to Shockwave up, and they return back
to the Shockwave hits. Acorn is crazy. Hold up.
We see this before when teams go for it. If you can't get that initial elimination, it's going to be tough. And then whoever times it next,
knocks Cooper, Veno.
It's Veno, it's Agers. The storyline for this team here, for Veno in particular, who's trying to go back-to-back on NAC now. This is how you pick up points here.
It's going to go up top. Clicks.
Trying to do it here again, but another
Clicks needs to box.
From Clicks getting those points. That last one, second place, got them inside of the bubble. This one right here is keeping them in the bubble.
Yeah, Clicks needs to go back in that
big game. Golden Ozone, who also still need a game to get inside of the top
Rags.
10. They're all down
Clicks
below.
might die here,
They're the ones that are more than likely going to clash next.
Yeah, Ader's gonna...
Braids gets the elimination. That's their 7th one of the game, but there's still solos running around this lobby.
Booga. Booga might probably...
That's just making it hard for them to breathe.
Yeah, I think Veno actually lost track of
Veno might play 1v2. I play 1v1.
This can go either which way. There's still another player there as well, but no. Veno's too
Booga's
quick.
dead.
That's 10 eliminations now.
Agers.
Reed's up top. Agers comes flying, and it's a 2v1. Reed comes down. He's out of HP.
And Agers.
And just like that, Agers and Veno fight their way back into the tournament.
Yeah, coming into this game around 10th place on the overall leaderboard. Even with these roll down spots, it's no feeling of comfortability at all. So they came in, they swung for the fences, and a victory royale means they hit the home run. Rising up the leaderboard they go, Zeke.
Guys, listen, guys. My little hummingbird heart cannot take this much excitement, okay? We need to calm down. Kelly, have we had 3 games in a row of victory royales with 11 eliminations?
First of all, Vivid, he says we, like you and I, are on the same level as him. But yes, absolutely incredible. And maybe I'm a little biased to see Reed and Cooper on height. But regardless, we have been waiting for this part of Veno and AJ to kind of just get locked in, show up, because yesterday they proved themselves. But it's been a little bit of a slow start for them for day 2. But Vivid, we finally got to see them. And once again, it was from this really smart height take. They see a team on height, controlling it for a little bit. They wait for someone to try and steal it from them. And then that's when they go on the steal themselves. Beautiful play from them.
Yeah, I mean, Aegis Venom just played it super well. You can see we're going to actually jump into when they started to go ahead and apply the pressure to the high ground. You can see Cooper and Reed, they're just very, very low.
That's
This is on the back
crazy
foot.
for end game too, bro.
Kind of setting it up to the high ground. So
Doing
Aegis
the
Venom kind of
clicks.
heard the shots that were going on up above them. We're like, hey, listen, we got
He
to go ahead
goes
and
to
get in on the
Shockwave.
action. So it was pretty easy for the taking after they kind of realized that. And then it was all about picking up this couple of stragglers down on the low ground to go ahead and secure
Shots him. He just
of their eliminations there. But this was kind of set up throughout the entirety of the end game for Venom and Aegis, because we kind of saw it. They were playing that second height level, even though it was like 5 or 6 boxes kind of below the high ground. They were kind of playing for it. They were waiting to hear something kind of going above them, and as soon as that happened, they were ready and primed up for the taking. So yeah, like MDF kind of called it out, Aegis and Venom kind of bring themselves back into the competition with a great game number 9.
Oh man, one game. Fortnite fam, don't you ever forget, till this is done, one game can suddenly change this leaderboard. Remember, we're fighting for prize money as a champion. And one of 6 spots going to the Global Championships. I'm going to pass out. We're going to go to a break. When we come back, we'll take a look at the standings. See you shortly.
oh my gosh. Yeah, after this, I'll play rivals some, do something, I don't know. Yeah, I'm not really done with this yet, but like after this, I'm probably join you. I'll probably do like the.
Fortnite fam, we've been treated to some cinema. It's only the first 3 games. We have 3 more games to go. And already the action
3 out of 4 games to go.
I wanted to take a moment here. Let's check out the players in focus. Powered by Milk. Let's just look at some stats real fast, okay? This is what we like to do. Just kind of look in, see how things are unfolding.
Eliminations, except Veno, 26.
You know,
Gosh.
I'm not surprised. We just watched Venom
AR damage, Falcon Polo, Acorn build placed, Acorn with 3,824. And solo clutch. Falcon Polo 96.
This is not too much of a surprise.
God, bro.
Same thing goes for Cole. We've just seen how.
That's why it's all them cooking, bro.
Of course, with that mythic AR in his hand, you know, to see this, honestly, Vivid, this just seems like we could have just kind of created this randomly, been like, oh, this is a prediction that we're going to have for what's going to happen during grand finals, and to just see all of these top players up here represented is, you know, that's NAC.
Pollo, though, 96 solo clutch points. Peterbot and Pollo combined as a duo in total have 116 solo clutch points. So Pollo has kind of been the one kind of keep things alive and keep the ball rolling for the duo. Of course, Peterbot was kind of given the opportunity in just that last game, but unfortunately everything was kind of up against them there. But yeah, all of our players kind of playing well. I know that Venno, we showed it right there, he is top in the eliminations right now, but he's actually been going back and forth with Rise. I think Rise is actually in second place, just right behind him with 25, whereas Venno is 26. So things are close on that elimination leaderboard, but see, they're also close on the standing place.
Not a big deal. Wanted to highlight here, Acorn and Bolts moving up the... Guys, these games have been so crazy to me. Every single time we like conclude a game.
Wait, did it just pause? It was my freaking ping. Oh,
it's like only just like by 1 or 2 placements, with a new team kind of jumping up to attack this top 5. Kelly, it's so exciting because I feel like this is going to come down to the wire. That last game, this game 12 of the tournament, is going to be just incredible.
100%.
And to see Acorn and Bolts being able to kind of, you know, have a decent performance in day number 1, but maybe not necessarily as good as we thought they were going to do, and then continue to make them climb up the leaderboard for day 2. I will say, though, there was a moment here when they went to go steal height, but it looked like they weren't together, Bolts and Acorn, in kind of different layers when they went for something so imperative as stealing height. You really need them to be able to just be box to box, synergizing together, and I feel like they fell just a little bit short here, and that's why they weren't able to convert this height steal into a successful victory royale. But I say that, I'm being a little judgmental. They're in second place. They're still climbing the leaderboard, Vivid.
Yeah, still keeping things going here. Now, there's something kind of happening on page 2 here on standings. Let's go ahead and take a look at it. Now, I don't want to freak out or anything like that. I want to make a big deal out of it. But Booga and Brazy, go ahead and freak out.
Booga and Brazy.
I mean, this has been a crazy
top
day
12.
Let me go ahead and set the scene.
Dang.
After day 1, Booga and Brazy had 86 points. They were in 28th place. They have flown all the way up in these first 3 games on day number 2 to 12th place.
Booga and Brazy, bro, it's crazy.
In these 3 games, Kelly, it's been crazy. They've gotten 4th place, 4th place, and 4th place. They've gotten 4th place in every single one of the games here on day number 2. 4th place
in every game is great.
I'd be lying if I was to say that I'm not excited to see how well Booga and Braids are doing. A little bit of a shock for our players to come into day number 1 having not necessarily the best performance, but them to see them clearly reviewing, VODing, making sure that they are changing whatever fell short in day number 1, and clearly that has worked out. And it's not just working out for game number 7,
I forgot how much placements do they have? They like, that's how much money they get. Dang.
Day 1 to day 2, but they're also making improvements throughout the games in the day.
Guys, 3 games left to go. If I'm not mistaken, currently, if we ended the tournament here, and we're looking at a top 8 right now, Vivid, right? Like, if we just stop the tournament, you need to be top 8 to move on to the Global Championships, and we still have 3 more games to go, Viv. I don't know how much crazier this is going to get with 3 more games.
Yeah, 344 points is currently that throw. So, I mean, we kind of just talked about him. So, Booga and Brazy, we did see him. They're on 286. So, where it's kind of like this big fall off, this big drop in points just from like 10th place down to that 12th place spot. So, it's only a lot of work to do for any of our teams that are kind of not here on this top 10 page. But if you're playing as consistently as teams like Booga and Brazy are right now, you got to start to think whether or not they can do it. But Clicks and Rapid, they're currently in that 8th place spot. They got to hold on, Kelly.
I was about to say, are you not going to mention 8th place? Are you not going to mention the teams that have qualified to global championships? Clicks and Rapid? I know. We don't want to say it. We don't want to bring it into fruition, because then if you put it out into the universe, maybe the universe fights back. Listen, Very excited for how our top 8 is looking right now, and that might shift. We might have some of our players. We can see how close Golden Ozone, Shadow Virgo, King Ali, and Craze, they're all on that outside of the edge. So much can still change in these final 3 games, Zeke.
That's right, Kelly. This is the halfway point of the competition. 3 games left to make your mark and hopefully fight for one of those 6 spots, the global championships. Find your seats on the battle bus. It's game time.
Game time.
Thank you so much. And one thing that I did notice, Monster, is the fact that Muzz and Rise, 514 points, one more good game, they secure a global championship spot.
Yeah, definitely. They're getting very, very close. They've already gapped the competition. And I was looking, they're just reporting in that 58 points separate Bugha to the qual spot. But if that were to happen, then we're kicking out Clicks or Josh or Yamzo or Higgs. Like, how do we choose one of these teams? You just can't. In the end, it's going to come down to who deserves it most. But let's get on this battle bus one more time.
Teams outside of the bubble, teams inside of the bubble. Both of them have teams that are for the global championship already secured. So even though there's teams still fighting for their spots, there's still disruptors in the mix. And right now, when you kind of look at it, 344 points, Clicks and Rapid, they are that line for the global championship. And they were mentioning Bugha and Braids, roughly 60 points away, which is definitely doable in these next 3 games.
Yeah, most definitely. It's getting down to the wire here. I'm just thinking about how far
Ages and Bino. Oh no, I'm keep saying
Bino.
Bino.
Other teams want this, right? Buzz and Rise have never had this. Again, this amount of pressure, this amount of tension as we are going into the final 3 rounds.
Both found about 3 hours already. That's good.
This comeback for themselves. And look at this, Jacob. It seems like they have the drop to themselves for the time being. You have Contrap, I don't know what they're doing. But for the most part, they got the main POI to themselves.
Yeah, which I want to see, honestly, is it actually a blessing or a curse? Because a lot of those fights, they were getting a good amount of damage. Even when they disengaged, they were getting a good amount of damage to kind of set them on course for the rest of their game. So let's see how it continues to play out, especially on this side with Moneymaker and Fanayan. 52 points so far in the day. This is 12th and 13th place, essentially, here at Golden Grove. And the biggest difference maker is Bugha and Braids even have an idea.
Yeah, I was going to say, Jacob, I don't know how I feel about Moneymaker and Fernine trying to contest Bugha and Braids, but I like the idea. If you want the ball spot, why not take out your immediate competition? We were curious if whether or not Contrap and company are going to try to fight here. Look at this. Rise left by himself. Peterbot and Boyo have rotated towards them. Boyo finding Muzz here. This is going to be a very interesting turn of events right now.
On one side it is Veno and Agers basically kind of have them by the ropes on one side. Bugha and Braids still have to be careful here. Not sure where Moneymaker and Fernaya did actually end up at, but I don't see one on the mini-map towards the south, so my biggest guess, probably somewhere still close by. I was going to say trying to take advantage of the situation, but Golden Grove is just one of those spots where you don't necessarily see a lot of lurking unless a fight is already breaking out.
Let's see how it's going to end up playing out.
Rise.
Rise as a solo. I love this. I actually really love this. This is sort of their normal strategy. It's like, yo, let's go make the big surge tower. Now, normally someone's hiding in the bush worried about themselves. And he's like, nah, let me just get back to the true and trusty surge tag farming. Now, if Peterbot and Boyo are really smart and they end up hunting for him and see the tower, they could determine if this is worth a solo push.
He's beamed him right now.
I know in the beginning you kind of mentioned, not sure what necessarily going to have. Contract and Darcy were going Golden Grove for the majority of this tournament. They switched it up. I asked the question of where Veno and Agers are going to get their early game damage from, and they instantly answer. But you're seeing a lot of these early game fights, and the reason why it's breaking out is typically we would wait until game 12, game 11, where teams try to make, you know, those big risky plays to try to rise up the leaderboard. But I feel like more and more, especially watching EU before this, they realize sometimes waiting till game 12 is just simply too late.
Glacier.
Well, we have it. Now Now looking at Kings and Craze, who pushed across onto Cirque and Cynics for a second there.
Oh my god.
On the other side, you have F9, Moneymaker, setting up once again another ambush play. We've
Force.
seen them actually successfully take
Hello,
out
okay.
QK and Mirabs. This time we're doing a completely different angle. This is just madness.
QK, yes.
They go back and watch this. They're going to be so confused as to how this team has managed to outwork them everywhere.
I feel like sometimes their lurking is just literally in plain sight. Unfortunate for QK. Just thinks it's all uncontested. He gets taken down. Big shot from F9 as well onto Mirabs. Gets him weak and eventually leads to the elimination. So basically 400 damage right there, while F9 maybe took 64.
Big eliminations there. F9 and Moneymaker just keeping us even more entertained than we should be, because it's already Grand Finals weekend. The games sell themselves, and then you just have these wild plays happening left and right. Meanwhile, Clicks and Rapid, pressure was on for Clicks and Rapid to perform to try to find their way up towards the top. They managed to do just that. And look at this. I actually really like this setup right here. Start thinking about what Clicks and Rapid have to deal with. Well, it's their immediate competition. It's Boot, it's Praise, it's Moneymaker, F9. You can take them out. The gap between you and everyone else is 100 points. That's a whole game buffer, which means they could be 2 decent games away from a shoe-in qual spot.
Yeah, and I just like the way they're pinpointing some of the players. They're not necessarily going after global qualified teams, like you're saying. The ones that are in the same hunt as they are. And they're turning the script right now, potentially on a Moneymaker and F9, but they go off towards the right, which isn't necessarily a bad thing because now they're separated. Not necessarily a big amount of damage onto F9, especially with Moneymaker shockwaving back up, trying to return back into the same box. This fight monster has so many different implications going on into the rest of the day. Somebody will fall below and behind the curve, and you can see Clicks immediately still getting aggressive. He's fighting for a little bit of control because he doesn't want to let this opportunity slip through his fingers. And on the other side, Peterbot and Pollo, they're continuously trying to hunt down the first place team of Muzz and Rise.
Tournament implications after tournament implications. Peterbot, Pollo hunting down Rise. They've already gotten Muzz. Rise now down to 9 builds, barely anything else to work with. No shockwaves to disengage as Peterbot and Pollo are looking for him. Meanwhile, Rapid and Clicks just trying to fight their immediate tournament competition here and now. These are 2 different teams, 2 different things on the line, but one singular goal, and that is success.
Trippy situation for Rise. Probably hasn't had his hands sweat this much in quite a long time. He can't even disengage because it'll give away too much audio. Pollo and Peterbot may not necessarily know exactly where he's at, but he knows he's in that mess of a building somewhere. So as long as they stay persistent in trying to find him, they will figure out where he's at. Getting the elimination might be a different story because we do have a second team also in the distance.
Say, what are the odds they just break the entire base of this build? Like, drop everything, because that is how committed Peterbot and Pollo are looking at the given time here. And you have Dash and Noxy down low. Again, another bubble team that is looking for a ball spot. Peterbot and Pollo are fighting for first right now. If they can take that Muzz and Rise, that runway starts to open up for them. Otherwise, they could just be letting this plane take off. See it though. No, Rise gets spotted out. What they thought was true is, and that means Rise is here. They find Muzz and Rise.
Dang.
2 quick eliminations now.
They found Muzz and Rise with the top
Peterbot and Pollo going
second
to do with this opportunity is the only opening question.
With the second
yeah, right there was the
place
biggest obstacle to overcome. Muzz and Rise over second place. Monster had a 58-point lead. Over Peterbot and Pollo, a 93-point lead. So just them going down here simply just isn't enough to overthrow a team like Muzz and Rise, especially considering, you know, everybody down below them on the leaderboard has had instances, not only today, but throughout the weekend, that mistakes can and will happen at certain points in time. So other teams still need to have that solid performance here, just like Acorn and Bolts. They have picked up the tempo here. They have been playing phenomenally well as a full duo as opposed to separate solo clutches. So again, this one, when it comes to the NAFNCS, has to be so exciting no matter who you're a fan of.
Or exhausting if you see your favorite teams get so close and they get pulled back into the water. That's what we're seeing with Muzz and Rise, who who have now been parked on ice with their 60-point lead. A 60-point lead for y'all watching at home. If you've never really watched how close a tournament competition might be, it might feel like they're so far ahead, 514 points versus everyone else in the 400 range, but that is only a good game. A good game separates them. But with 3 games left, this and 2 more, it's going to be a super close competition now moving forwards.
Reed and Cooper trying to set up their rotation in the backside of Wonky Land. They almost look to cut back inside, but that's the same thing that kind of catches them out of position. Veno Agers doing a good amount of damage on to Reed. Not necessarily taking too much damage back as they continue to rotate out. And that's the thing, little victories. Veno and Agers, a little bit of damage here, a little bit of damage there, continuously stay above the damage threshold, but they still have to be careful. Aiden and Clixie on the outskirt of Wonky Land as well can disrupt everything they have going on.
Like this from Yamzo and Josh, as they're not trying to do anything risky here, playing this massive base. Yamzo at the bottom side to see if anyone ends up coming up and out, just to try to look and fish for some tags. And in the end, they are slowly creeping their way up, staying relatively consistent, and honestly starting to pull ahead. Get closer as they get closer and closer to the top 5.
Yeah, not necessarily safe yet. They're inside of the bubble for that global championship spot. But again, 37 points.
I hope they go win
Golden, I would say
FNCS.
Golden and Ozone, but they already have it secured. So they actually have a decent
Y'all
gap
go.
over the competition. Outside of Clicks and Rapid, the next team they do have to worry about is Booga and Braids. See where the zone continues to pull towards the southeastern part of the map, over towards the Shaken Sanctuary. So again, coming into today, Curve and Higgs had the most distance traveled on the map by far, and I think that's going to continue to be the case here, all the way from Lifty Lodge. And you can see there's one of the few teams that cannot play into that heal-off win condition because of the amount of storm they actually taking.
Yeah, unless you get an incredible elim along the way, which refreshes you, it's so unlikely that they're able to do that towards the end game. Well, what was working for Breeds and Booga seemed to continue to be going that way. They still have a little bit of damage over the Surge line that they need. And then, of course, they're sitting on a multitude of extra heals here with the Mending Machine in sight. And the zone's kind of on their side, so this is a pretty favorable Game 10 for them.
Yeah, you can kind of see why. They were getting 4th place after 4th place after 4th place to start the day today. And honestly, this is something that we've seen Booga do, even qualifying for the last global championship. It came down to the last game, but it was consistency in the end that really kind of helped pull him through. As Clicks Rapid trying to get another elimination here.
Nice beam right there.
Caught out by himself. Chimp already out. So even though that's their second elimination of the game, that's 8 points, some straight eliminations alone.
Dang,
yeah, I was really curious as to why
people are crazy in
games. They had a massive advantage. Listen, Rapid had plenty of damage going into that. It's not like they needed any surge or had surge issues. That just surely sets them up even further away from having those problems. And then they pulled the zone, so now they're sitting on the zone.
I thought they were shockwave.
Max material, extra heals to work with. This is actually very good for Clicks and Rapid. Game 10 seems to be put in the bag.
Not only them, but Liam and Jace, Acorn Bolts, maybe Madden and Chance as well. And kind of they're on the edge of the zone, so they're going to be able to look towards the side.
Peter and Polo versus Ritual and Cold.
Anybody's chances as they make their way in. Ritual and Cold not too far away from Peterbot and Poyo. Not only in game, but on the leaderboard as well. 3rd and 4th place, staring each other down before Webster and Cryptid make their appearance, gain the attention just a little bit. Any damage is better than no damage. Keep progressing in this game, but it's a farm pool for everybody involved.
How incredible would it be if Peterbot and Poyo clash against 2nd and 3rd on the standings, you know? Either way, then we won't get to see that here. Now we get to see Kyan be the first to fall here as they get the big elimination and refresh there. That's Siphon, that's extra material, and plenty more to take for the road here. He thought twice about the chug, hoping that it was going to be full. Instead, they're going to use it.
Veno versus Veno and Aegis versus
because everybody else
Glacier.
already quick to the punch to go ahead and rotate to a better position. Veno and Aegis as well. kind of built their base on the line and kind of using that point of view as their advantage.
Beams under.
Getting some good damage onto one. Now looking over at Okus and Zonda, getting damage onto them as well. And the zone is hurting right now. 2 tick per, and it's going to quickly move into a 5. So they are literally on a less than 10-second clock to try to make their way in. And even when they finally do, they're still in the line of sight of Veno and Agers.
Good pressure coming out from them. Even now, Agers, Veno thinking about chopping down those builds there. Just gonna go ahead and break the foundation out. There's no way this team dips back into the storm there either, so here they see them reinforce. Just continuing to give them something to think about.
Oh,
no,
beamed
Okus
Okus.
went into the storm with the side angle. Veno is the lurkiest player on the NA region at the moment. Don't care what anyone says. He just plays outside the box. This is why he's so successful.
This is why he's contending right now. He's a Major 1 champion, coming back from a 100-point deficit.
Well, beams bolt.
You can see throughout
Peter
these
just
last
beamed.
couple of zones, it's been Storm Surf that's been ailing Peterbot and Poyo again. Eventually
Just gonna
leaving to
go
Poyo's
back
downfall.
into.
Even though they're above the damage threshold, you can see that the position that it put them in. Multiple teams from the backside of zone were shooting at to Poyo. Now they're putting their focus on the Peterbot, just trying not to let ease up on any of this pressure. And if you look at the loadout, 1 shockwave, 1 smoke, Mini's left in the tank, so he's really down to almost nothing.
I was just saying, how ironic that Poyo just gives Bolts a bit of his own medicine. The man who normally destroys players as he likes to fly by gets taken out, but in the end, Poyo doesn't get to celebrate in the victory. Peterbot by himself. You've already saw the stats time and time again, showcasing how Poyo has been the one leading with solo clutch points, but Peterbot has now had his second opportunity here to show us that he can do it as well.
Oh yeah, he's dead. Peter's dead.
First, though,
Oh wait, no, he beams him. Put up.
Takes down Encrypted. It's going to be a very welcome Siphon. There goes the first. Can he get the second? It's Acorn in the storm here.
Acorn was able to get one of them as well. Siphon finally turning off, but keeping him relatively healthy. Peterbot's gonna go down. The Mythic Warforged again from Acorn. They made an effort. They took down Muzz and Rise, but eventually they fall, so all they did was open up the door for everybody else. Booga, Active Surge, Braid's already down 148 below the damage threshold, and by the time he's done healing here, he'll have no extra shields or HP to regain.
Well, if you're Muzz and you're Rise, you're thinking with Acorn and Bolts, or really just Acorn standing right now, if they fall early, this is perfect. That means the lead remains pretty heavily. It's not what we thought we were going to see, but it's what seems
try to beam Victor and Queasy.
Trying to fight Victor V and Queasy there on the rotate. That's going to be a tough fight. 22 below, though. Great tags there to keep him alive, but no. The update comes through. He still has more to worry about, and he's already out of heals.
Yeah, just when it looked like he was going to get above that damage threshold, we move from the 6th to the 7th zone. He falls back down below. He is still landing shot after shot, and the blessing is it's not Active Surge just yet. 1 tick will take him down. He's only 36 below, but again, the active lobby is tossing, turning that threshold all around. This is his last moment right here. 44 above. He sees Queasy in his line of sights, and even he's running out of builds.
He thought about it. He almost caught Queasy there with the lurk play, and he's 44 above somehow, but no, he gets spotted out. It's by visuals there in the distance, and finally we see Queasy and Victor V make an end game healthily, and just like that, they're the ones on top. So look out for that from them. Meanwhile, Curve and Batman Booga trying to make the comeback now from the low ground. They've had some difficult kind of stoppages happen, making it far into the games, but this seems to be the best we've seen them shaped up. Although Batman Booga, actually, now that I look at it, he's only down to 4 builds. So, Jacob, they're going to be crashing in soon.
Yeah, they're going to need an elimination. No matter how they find it, they just know they need it. It's Cold and Ritual. They find at least one. A whole nother team, multiple teams, just trying to go ahead and burn through those materials, get inside of the box. Victor V. Queasy again on that high ground. Going into this game, Monster, 245 points for Victor V and Queasy. They need 100 points, a gap to close throughout these next 2 games, and being on high ground, this could be the position to do it in.
It's kind of crazy though. Cole just fell when they had the chance to actually overtake first place in this game. Now they have to clutch up. You see Acorn earning points, by the way, still making the most of the opportunity he's been gifted. And then you have the Yamzo Josh, slowly, surely earning Elim after Elim. They're now at 4 in a top 19 and counting.
Still anybody's game as they're trying to control that whole low ground. You can kind of see it going up that hill just a little bit. It's not a large mountain, but it definitely requires just a little bit of planning. That's why you see proactivity coming from some of those duos, quickly shockwaving up to that elevation, not necessarily to the front side of the zone, but Ritual here, you talk about a chance to take first place here along with Acorn. Reed still battling for a top 10 spot. Venom's trying to keep themselves intact inside of the top 10. There is just so much going on in this end game.
Yeah, Reed and Cooper coming into this, we're in 17th place as well, but look at Venom go. He actually shuts that dream down and takes down Reed. Meanwhile, high ground, visuals. He already took down Booga. Now they're trying to dethrone Queasy and Victor V. This is Queasy and Victor V's chance to get back in the running here for a qualification spot.
That's visuals and threats trying to go ahead and make that play, take the high ground. It's one of the best ways to go ahead and jump up that leaderboard is put yourself in the driver's seat. Veno still lurking back. Decent amount of materials, which is building and opening up, giving himself some extra space. Viqueezy is down, but it's not without a fight. Victor V will not be denied. He gets back-to-back eliminations here. A huge 8-point jump by him, by himself, and he remains on top of the throne.
And that's how you get yourself into the top 10 as well. Meanwhile, look at all the solos still standing here. Victor finds another one as he takes down Josh, and then Ritual just trying to rat his way through the builds. Meanwhile, Venom looks up the high ground. He recognizes just a single player. He finds a shot. Victor's on 1 HP. Venom looks for him, loses up, but in the end, he gets the placement, and the damage goes through. And now it's all up to Venom, but Venom's out of material. He sees Ozone, and this is looking like a solo clash up here.
Yeah, big chunk of fall damage, but sometimes there's no other option. Down below, Sharkman and Yuz out of nowhere, getting that knock onto Fanayan. Revenge for Shockwave.
On height,
this is
Shockwaves.
Solos left alive here. Top 4 situation.
Gonna go inside,
over that one into the house to try to buy himself time to get these heals off. Our final 4, and Sharkman is one of them.
Sharkman.
Effort, by the way, from Moneymaker.
On height, oh my gosh. Oh no. Oh my gosh.
Are trying to do it. Sharkman is the healthiest. Moneymaker takes down Ozone there for the siphon. Gives him a little bit of builds to work with. He's got a shield as well. This can still go either way.
Moneymaker needs this to stay in contention. It's a huge pick-me-up game, but Sharkman with a little bit of advantage.
And Shark. Man, Moneymaker wins.
Moneymaker and Fanayan from
that
EU.
Game.
They invest everything for one of those global championship spots, and with a win monster, they are getting closer and closer.
Oh my god, bro. It is still 6 o'clock, bro. Like, how is it still 6 o'clock in the chat?
Kill me. They managed to pull a win from a completely new drop spot here. Zeke, game number 10, continues to keep us on our toes.
Oh, MDF, it keeps changing. Our top teams keep getting
eliminated. Nah, like, that's crazy.
Wow. Massive props, Moneymaker as a solo. In a game full of
Moneymaker solo clutching is crazy, bro.
What's super interesting is we actually had a game earlier where they kind of like almost had the opportunity to get a victory out. They ended up getting a second. Now to come back to get the victory royale. Like our caster said, they invested so much to come here, right? To try and make it through 2 globals, through NA, to see what this playground had to offer. Kelly, a victory royale in finals is still a victory royale.
For real, true.
Sorry, you are.
Early is chat.
I mean, what a whiplash of performances we are seeing from Moneymaker and Fanayan. As soon as I feel like they have fallen off and NA is going to come out on top, that is when they shine the brightest. Literally, the last game that they played, they got 42nd place with 2 eliminations, going down really early. But they've changed up their game plan. They changed up where they're landing and instead went for more of this passive low-ground play style, allowing them to kind of just make sure that they were alive, making sure where everyone else was. And then when it came down to the 1v1, Moneymaker, absolutely incredible play here to just patiently wait for Sharkman to make a misplay, this little edit into the elimination, and that is why they're going to be walking away with a victory royale.
Yep, well played from Moneymaker to go ahead and clutch that one up. I thought Sharkman had that one without a doubt. You can kind of see the points they were picking up there. Going to be crossing that 360 point mark. So
yo, Chad, like, bro, like, if I was actually in there, I'll probably get freaking cooked, bro. Majors, bro. Like, majors play, and people are cooking in majors, crazy, bro.
Time to take a look at the leaderboard after this break. When return 2 games left to go.
Oh, this leaderboard is so freak, like, bro. Like, bro, FNCS is getting crazier and crazier, bro. Come down to the captain. Cause, bro, like, bro, it's freaking majors. They are fighting for their lives to get to that top first place, bro. I'm not even capping. Bro, you can literally see it. You can see, but like, they're not even playing a freaking, like, at this point, this is not even a freaking, like, actual, like, this is the actual FNCS that we need, bro. Like, God, bro. Like, bro, this FNC, like, this day of FNCS, this might probably be the craziest day. Cause, God, like, bro, this is intense, gang. I'm not even joking around. This is intense, Jeff. This is way too intense, bro. Like, but on my game that I play, and I'm not even, and when I'm not even live, bro, like, this is probably a more intense game. God. See beams in it. And this is the commercial you're saying, or something, whatever it's called. Like, bro, it's so crazy because, bro, like, it be so much build that you gotta literally find the player that you're trying to fight, that you're literally trying to fight right now, bro. Cause it's so much build. Like, you gotta find that angle where the box up. You gotta find that angle where the freaking golem height. You gotta find an angle to do this. You gotta, like, bro, like, I'm not even joking, bro. Like, it's all mostly focusing, bro. It's mostly all about mostly trying to make a smart play. If you don't make a smart play, you're dead for good, bro. You're dead for Saint goodness, bro. Like, I'm not even joking. I'm not even trolling, bro. Cause yeah, like, if you don't make no good smart play, you don't qualify, bro. If you don't make a few couple of wins or a few couple of points, you don't qualify, bro. That's why people try to make those smart good plays, and they find out. That's how, if you leave your team, if you do crap, don't make a smart play, you'll leave your teammate behind, and it'll be 1v2 and you're dead, bro. Just like that, bro. That's why mostly all those players, they mostly like make a good, like, they make the right peaks, they make like the right, I'm saying, bro, like, they make right plays, like, they make good plays, bro.
I just got off the phone with Levin 2K. I called him. I said, hey man, listen, I know you saw it, but Nine and Moneymaker got themselves a victory out in game number 10. How do you feel about that? He just laughed at me for several minutes. I eventually had to hang up because we had to come back onto the broadcast. So shout out to Levin, I guess.
Sounds like Levin.
Levin's probably like, dude, what? Moneymaker and Nine get themselves a victory out in game number 10. What's crazy as we bring up this leaderboard?
Nah,
take a look at this.
Zeke.
Current placements right now.
Well, I'm not loving Zeke's crazy, but Zeke's funny crap, man. That's what you do.
What's qualification, Vivid?
Zeke gets hyped, like, he gets hyped a lot. He keeps the FNCS. He takes the FNCS great.
So yeah, right now, global qualification is 10th place.
Zeke is the one that mostly take the FNCS. Good to qualify. He's the one that probably entertains the people.
7th place is
I'm
356
alright,
points. That's actually clicks in rapid. So yeah, very, very close down there for the qualification.
I know it's gonna probably be like
some of our teams
little
now,
people watching, but
kind of have to
bro,
bounce
like,
back
after this,
that game. Obviously,
it's like after when I end stream, it's gonna probably be like for a lot of people watching, bro. Cause it's gonna be a freaking watch party. I'm not like I'm capping. I'm not even capping.
I mean, how many times
Ritual in second.
entered into the second place spot?
In the second place spot.
Have actually been in first place at any point during this grand finals, even though they've been behind first place like 2 times by a single point.
Oh my god,
now they're only behind by just 16 points. That being said, though, Kelly, listen, I would love for Ritual and Gold to go ahead and win this thing. But they gotta earn it, because so far today they are just not playing like they were yesterday. I mean, their best game today was that one that just happened. They got 7th place.
Yeah, for real. Ritual and Cole, bro.
Outside of that,
they ain't really doing a good job, bro.
So they really got to find it here in the last 2 games.
It makes you wonder if it's necessarily what they're doing wrong,
they
or
really
more
got
so what
in,
everyone's doing differently from game number 1.
Oh, no,
Maybe
they on
maybe
second
they
place.
looked
They
for
still
Ritual
doing good,
to
but
see what
still.
they were doing successfully.
Vino.
And we saw in that game, I believe it was actually Ritual
what's her? I mean,
around zone 9. Unfortunately,
freaking what's her name?
So inevitably he was going to go down. But for the fact that they were able to solidify themselves in
freaking
game
Higgs
so
and Curve. Higgs and Curve need to go at that zone.
I mean, heck, they didn't do that well
they
in that
can.
game,
They'll be able to
up
probably
a
kill at
spot,
least.
and that just goes to show how volatile our top leaderboard is. I mean, Peterbot and Poyo literally landed on Muzz and Rise and even got the eliminations down,
with
I believe,
like Higgs
onto
and
Muzz there.
Higgs. Both of them need to make a good game. Good gameplay.
So even with these plays, these minds going into these games, kind of trying to change
more
things
points.
just
They
a
need
little
more
bit.
of that.
If you don't make the right play, everything is just going to go fall to
limbs
shambles
is the
right
thing
now. We can
that
just
you
see
need to
how
do.
much our leaderboard is changing, Zeke. Anything can happen.
So Curve and Higgs, they need to make that good amount of points. Good. It's mostly about points and limbs. They need those ugly competitive players, pros. They want those points because they know points put them up to that first place.
He is moving on another level. Remember, he already won. He is your technical reigning champion from last major, and he comes in and he's pulling off stuff like solo clutches in the 11th hour of the tournament, fighting for these spots. I mean, Vivid.
I'm not mad though, bro. I don't even think I can even make it to like 41 points and 32 points and yeah, bro. I can make a 21 point. I can't even make a 21 point of a freaking tournament, bro. Either if I'm playing a duo, I might probably make it. If I got a good duo, then yeah.
Place and 7 eliminations, so this was a big swing for them, and I gotta mention it, Kelly, because obviously Agers and Benna have come into this weekend very, very well prepared, kind of adapting to their situation that's happening all spawn. But even in game number 10 here, they are still finding ways to adapt and play just a little bit better. Because we saw in the early game, they actually left Latte pretty early on. They didn't actually take that fight at the POI itself, but instead kind of rotated out and picked off one of the
I hope y'all watch this. I hope y'all like this watch party. Like I'm not showing a half of this game of like this game. I'm showing the whole entire full match. I don't care again. I'm probably missed a couple since I did that. So I did that little kind of freaking just warm up because I needed it. Because bro, if I get done with this, bro, I'm gonna need that. I'm gonna need a warm up. So that's why I did a warm up quick.
So you gotta feel like on his side of just playing commanding, making sure the IGL in these mid-lane games is working so well for them. But when it comes to the eliminations, Josh is the one that's just leading the pack right now.
Yo, chat, bro, do you think that I can actually qualify if I actually have a chance? I'm pretty sure through like a couple, maybe like a 4 weeks or something, I might can probably get to qualify. A couple of weeks or months or something, I might could probably get to winning, qualifying, probably.
They were able to go ahead and pick up here.
I can see it.
Currently sitting in 6th place, and we've already mentioned it, Zeke, right?
Maybe 20, maybe
currently stands is that
maybe 2026, bro. I don't know.
So sitting in 6th place,
you never know, bro. I might
could
probably qualify, bro. In 2026 duos.
Wait,
wait, is there duos rank cups today?
That's the problem, right, Vivid? There is 2 games left to go. We've seen crazy
Dang.
alert plays. We've seen
I'm just watching FNCS. I probably missed like so much tournaments. Probably missed like so much duels tournaments and crap, bro. Look, bro, I don't even think my friend Malachi's even on, bro. So I don't even think I can really like play with him and crap, bro. My girlfriend can do it, bro.
Oh my gosh, guys. Fortnite fam, I'm
What's up?
getting word. I want to keep talking, but there is still so much more Fortnite to see. With 2 games left to go. Let's start preparing ourselves for this competition. Casters.
2 more freaking games? Like, bro.
Yeah, this is one of the most unpredictable NA championship runs we have ever
This is
seen
probably
here,
gonna
Jake.
be the longest vlog that I can ever think of, bro.
But now you have Peter Bot and Poyo, you have Venno Agers, you have Moneymaker and Fortnite. Everybody pulling out every single trick. They're like magicians pulling a rabbit out of a hat. At the end of this day, I'm not sure who I think can actually hoist that trophy.
Yeah, and even with Muzz and Rise Fall in there, they maintain.
See, look, if I have,
we have a lot of teams in the running now, so let's see how it plays out here.
I'm pretty sure I'll be about to qualify. I could make a game, one game. One day I will qualify, bro. I will qualify for a tournament. One day, bro. I'm gonna keep playing. I'm gonna keep having the same duo. I'm gonna. Hey, I don't think I have a duo. If my duo, if I can drop my duo, you know, I will have. Yeah. I don't care, bro. I need a duo, bro. I need a duo for tournaments. I need a duo for money tournaments, bro. For at least money tournaments.
We're gonna have a lot to think about now, right? That early damage, those big
points they were bringing in,
kind of solidifying early on. What strategy do they have when they have the drop open for themselves?
You know, especially with no ability to get early storm surge, you're gonna have to learn for it. But Moneymaker,
see, look, bro, I couldn't even play in the solos console, but I couldn't because I was winning.
They didn't get the memo. Moneymaker by himself getting that first down onto Ishu. Fanaya definitely closing the distance now, realizing they at least got what they came for. That's going to be the first of what could be many eliminations here.
Like this is the thing. Whoever won the game, they spectate them to see if they do, and then they go to another person. That's what I realized.
Moneymaker continue to do what they do best.
Hey, bro, that would be crazy if I was in FNCS just. Like, bro, but like majors, bro. I need to be careful. I need to make probably the biggest play of my life to literally get to that thing, to get to that place.
But that's about
to get to some points.
Have another massive game like they had before.
Bro, this major 2 is not. It's not like that major. It's not like that majors. Like that, like the last game, bro. Like last time.
Typically throughout the
course of the tournament. This major is not like that major yesterday. This feel, bro. But think about globals, chat. Like globals gonna be even more intense than probably majors. Probably. I'm not even capping, bro.
Contract, Darcy were that team in the last game, and for a moment there, it was looking like Aoxy and JoJo fishing.
Points, but more importantly, that extra damage that they've had seemingly trouble with, right? Like, for the most part, we have as mid-game goes in their comfort with the first storm surge warnings. So these are some really great key eliminations here.
Yeah, especially for them to close the gap, and it's quite a gap for them to close. If they want first place, that is for them, with 2 games left to do it. And it does look like, now that they already got those eliminations,
they're not gonna reach 3,000 probably.
You already know, Kyan and his duo just kind of lurking around up above.
Probably not gonna reach like 1,000
yet. They may
yet.
not know exactly where they're positioned, which exact box, which
hopefully
side.
They don't.
They know they are around, and they don't want to let that opportunity because they have a looting advantage over Moneymaker and Fanaya.
It's funny how they just feel very comfortable and content.
Duo's rank cup. Oh, so Duo's rank cup is already here. Dang. Yo, Mark, can you play tournaments? Will you be able to play tournaments?
Well, we saw them get those
Will you be able to play tournaments?
Trying to do those fast
Thanks.
rotates that fight the teams nearby, and since then, haven't really tried to flex that strategy again.
Bro, you need to play tournaments, bro, so you can like win money and crap, bro. That's how you win like $1,000 from, bro. Hey, for real, bro.
That pacing that they have set for themselves here today as they kind of fought their way back into the race. Meanwhile, Muscle Rise.
I can't just carry you,
much
though.
more high alert here, right, Jacob?
Yeah, they definitely have to be. They're still
Yeah,
the
for
team
real.
to be
You do
in
need
first
to.
place. Just because the gap closed doesn't mean, you know, anybody else is going to try to make a run for it. You know, Josh, Niamso, Higgs, and Curve were a little bit further down that leaderboard and need them to
Yeah,
have
I
a
don't need to
relatively
make
close
smart
to
plays,
0
too,
point
bro.
game. If they
You don't
want to
make those
take
smart
that
plays
first place
because
spot, we know just the implications. And when a leaderboard that is actually this stacked, sometimes you don't want to take the risk because you want to go ahead and qualify to globals.
man, I wish I was in global. Well, if I was like qualified in globals, it'd probably be more harder.
Surprise.
Yeah.
What is this dangerous triage unfolding here? This is kind of interesting to say
Hold in
the
ritual.
least.
Oh, why am I freaking keep moving, bro?
Still relatively early, so you know a lot of these teams will continue to rotate throughout the course of the game. But now that they're positioned here, rotating out, well, won't come without its own risk, whether you're shockwaving from distance or just trying to get the effect and run out. Acorn bolts.
Well, I
there,
just
but
said stop.
will
I
definitely
just
have that bird's eye view to see
I just forgot the email.
Is Batman Booga and Higgs?
Curve.
AKA,
Oh wait, Curve can.
Say Higgs and Curve coming off early from Lifty. Most of the games that we've seen throughout the weekend, they've stayed up there at Lifty Lodge. They
wait,
have the
Curve and Higgs
they
can
have
actually.
The gold, they have the mending machine, but this is one of the first games that we actually have seen on stream that they are rotating early outside of where they normally do.
Yeah, I was looking at their positioning here, and I was thinking the same thing to myself. Like, wait, this looks a lot different than any other positioning we've seen from them this early into the game. Seems like it's working out well. Targeted Dash and Noxy here. Dash and Noxy, who, by the way, if it wasn't for them falling early 2 games ago, they would be inside the top 10. They were starting to get really, really close. One of the few teams that are on the bubble as well. Can't count out anyone.
If you want to. Are you playing WWE right now?
Race once again. Josh Young's on the other side though. Just north of Mr. Strip.
Just pick anything.
They're actually playing pretty good, decently consistent. You know,
but which one? That's your favorite?
Eliminations. But outside of that, they haven't really had any phenomenal pop-off performances. Something, you know, you can tell your parents about after a good day. You know, 9th place, 14th, 20th.
Yeah, pick the one that's your favorite.
And obviously, that first place. I think the thing that's kind of keeping them in contention is their ability to get eliminations.
Yo, pick the one that's with your favorite.
Some of these teams are, you know, going to rely on consistent placements, picking up eliminations as they naturally come throughout the course of the game, and others, especially with the leaderboard this close, are going to make some attempts here to try to get 1 elimination here, 2 eliminations there, and try to add up those points over time.
That's right. The elims are definitely consistent, but you called it, they're placing points far and few between. Just have to see them tighten that up here in these final 2 rounds to really remain in.
Yeah, I can.
To globals. Meanwhile, all of these.
Yo, child, who do you think is going to win globals, bro? That'll be crazy.
Legitimate teams that could be your next champions.
What? I said.
Are just sitting still, kind of waiting this one out. This is where the tension starts to build in the mid game. Meanwhile, Venno and Agers. No strangers to the storm, of course. This time uncontested, though, right? So we haven't seen the warning just yet. We haven't really seen what kind of pressures they're going to have to deal with now that they're uncontested. But that's a completely different scenario than we've had from them all weekend long.
Got to be careful if rotating through those quarters. The amount of times I've seen people get sidelined, surprised, especially since you don't know what's lying on the other end. Clicks and Rapid, we joining them versus Curly and Tyler.
Clicks and...
It's going to be a moment for Clicks and Rapid.
Clicks and Rapid versus...
safely for the most part.
Versus Curly and listen.
Maximize their search. Not too many teams close by looking in the distance just yet.
Well, they need to push freaking listen Curve.
Will definitely increase.
What's gonna be
Rapid, this tempo is slowing down, trying to pick through the cone, getting information, but it's Peterbot and Poyo just looking all around. They're probably the highest elevated on the map as of now, so they definitely have that bird's eye view.
Yeah, you see all the action taking place all around them. Meanwhile, Venno, though, you said you gotta be careful taking these porta potties. There was a team on the other side, go figure, just waiting to see what was gonna go down. That's unfortunate.
I would really expect, you know, Veno to kind of assess the risk factor in a situation like that. That's a mistake I don't necessarily see someone of his caliber make very often. As you jump on board, Peterbot Poyo, that one eliminations, building the confidence here for this game. We know we saw Peterbot land a couple tags in the distance onto that Click's rapid fight against Curly and Tyler. So again, it's just all progression, but it's also the same reason why they did go down in 28th place. They had 5 eliminations, and you'd think they'd be well above Surge, but it's just taking too much damage in some of those fights. They were kind of down below the damage threshold and eventually put into a bad spot.
Aegis.
Deoxy, Jojo, Fishy recognizing the danger. They double back to Latte landing, probably to check the reboot ban. Definitely hit the mending machine on the way there. And they have all the information of who and where Agers is.
Oh, Agers gets banned by Jojo Fishy.
Has to be thinking, man, just can't get enough of this team. There's been a few times.
Is he so? Is he a solo?
I'm trying to think to myself, what's in it for Aoxy and Jojo?
He's supposed to be a solo, chat.
They got the initial win. Yeah, they're just a long way from the qual spot, so they're gonna need a really big game. We'll see if this is worth waiting around for. Agers clearly thinks it's definitely not worth the risk taking the fight, so he's already gone.
Yeah, especially since kind of the unpredictable factor of a team like Aoxy and Jojo Fish, you can expect them to rotate on out because you don't expect them to be there in the first place. My biggest hint was maybe they saw Veno go down the feed, knowing that they're uncontested. It's the safest place for them to venture back to. Either way, Moneymaker and Fernayan, 2 eliminations off that off spawn. You can see they're trying to qualify for their first land since the 2023 Global Championship, another duo competition. So we're always talking about like longevity between a lot of teams and whether it's trios or duos. I almost got to imagine this has to be one of the longer standing duos that we do have in Fortnite.
Yeah, most definitely. And you got to respect a team that even if they have a rough year, they thug it out. They, you know what I'm saying, get back to the grind and make drastic moves like moving to NA to take a qual spot away. And they're so close right now, so definitely commendable, respectable, and they're putting up the numbers. They've never looked better.
Just a quick peek. Muzz and Rise, a very good zone.
Bro, oh my god, bro.
It's very familiar, reminiscent of some of those
God,
zones
can't
earlier
move.
on. Even the Victory Royale that they did have, it's all working one way or another in that same factor. Havoc, Cat Awesomer on the side. You can kind of see
God, actually cannot stop moving.
playing for that mending machine, that Moneymaker and Fernayan kind of have a little bit more priority over, so you almost got to wait for them to rotate on out. Unless you're ready to take that risk. But even if they do, it's not just these 2 teams here. You see towards the south about 3 teams there around Calamari trying to make their way in. And then 1 more towards the north. That's Skittles and Kai in there towards the north side of the map. A team that they've already fought once towards the Chop Shop in this game.
Yeah, definitely. And
This
you know,
is
for a
Kai
second
and
there, I
this
was
is
seeing
a
how
Kai.
low their health was
Not
getting,
Kai
but they're just
thing.
really trying to maximize their time right now in the storm. Already starting to move. A lot of teams lurking nearby. Have a Vive there, another duo in the distance. We get to get another look at Clicks and Rapid, who I believe we saw taking a bit of a scrappy fight, but didn't really go anywhere for them. Not really too much of a favorite of their material counts right there. Clicks definitely looking a little light. The damage looking not too hot either. They put themselves in a pretty tough spot here at the bottom of the river.
What?
This could be a focal point for all the teams nearby.
Yeah, especially since those teams on the other side, they're a little bit more elevated. Marab's over there in the distance, Hobby and Minished as well. And even though they're above the damage threshold here in this zone, if they don't get a single shot to connect, they will fall below in the next zone. So they got to be proactive. Acorn and Bolts in that same type of pressure cooker. But they're 118 above. You know, they're looking for more and more of these opportunities. On the flip side, though, Agers does get Veno back, but you can see it was just a sacrifice. He's not going to return the favor. Rightfully so, he can't. This is going to go from a 2-tick zone to a 5-tick zone, and he is 200 below the damage threshold.
I said I already wiped somebody
so
already.
Agers got the pick up.
Like fully on
Veno's
wipe.
now left
Wipe
to play
them.
by himself. You said it, they're way off the damage
Veno.
threshold needed. What's the play here? You have
Oh, Veno needs to rotate somewhere.
in a distance. Aoxy was just taken out by Cooper and Reed, so JoJo's solo there, so you can tell it's the same sort of team.
JoJo's a solo, so he can. Well, he can't push JoJo yet, cause Reed.
This is a tough spot to be in right now.
Yeah, the main thing right now isn't necessarily that there's not too many targets because you see them right in front. It's the shockwave, the lack of it that I'm really worried about. He's
Venom
trying
might
to make
die.
a last dash, but he doesn't get it. Like you're saying, the storm surge, all of it working against Venom and Agers in this game.
That 5-tick came through, the damage started flying down. Such a rough.
Oh, Click getting nice.
Clicks Rapid though find Tyler there with a massive elimination. Think about that. They were 80 damage above in position in one of the worst spots you could be in on that beach, but they moved quickly and find themselves now very much in the race here.
Rise.
Benno and Agers is down and out though. That's gonna put them in just a small, maybe potentially questionable situation for the consistency qual spot. They do have quite the lead though, right? Like as far as where they're at right now, 465 is a good spot to be in, but we have seen stranger things happen.
Yeah, roughly at the beginning edge, around a 12 placement lead, obviously 4 eliminations, so definitely could go out the window at a moment's notice, especially the way these games have been going. Ritual and Cold, 300 plus damage above the threshold. Again, another one of these teams, they position themselves on the edge. We've seen this do this already today so far, and they just look back and they just try to put shots on all these teams that are just in shambles, just trying to make their way in. There goes another elimination. And you said this yourself. That's the thing that makes this team so dangerous, is they don't greed for any of that loot. They just take what they can get and just keep it moving.
Now I want to start getting these updates with the likes of Peter.
Go back to working again.
Looking for this end game. Things are starting to line up for them, but they're only 70 above. This is going to be a big problem, and they know it too. Remember, things turn off around the 40-player mark, so several teams have to fall from here till then. Victor V and Queasy, we've kind of forgotten about them as things sort of got quiet. We started putting our focus in other places, right? The teams that are in the win, and then you have them slowly inching their way up. Muzz and Rise are alive and kicking right now. No points earned though, Jacob, so they haven't quite started to take off just yet, but we know it's the end game where they strike best.
Especially since they're free and clear. They got their early game plan down packed. They got themselves a cushion for Surge. 12 players need to go
Beam's
down.
curve.
Cold again, sticking to the backside of the zone. Just
now he already knows that Higgs is solo.
Eventually getting the knock onto Curve. He does land on the other side, so Higgs does have one opportunity to try and get that revive. They're over 500 damage above the threshold.
Higgs gets the revive.
They have more than enough heals to get Curve up to tip-top shape, so they have definitely dodged one right there.
That's a crazy dodge, by the way, because they're only in 7th place. Remember, the qual is 8 and below. Such a close spot to be in, but the pickup is good, so we can't come out just yet.
They're gonna...
Muzz gets the worst type of lobby focus you can hope for. It's from the high ground teams and the low. I was gonna say, I'm not sure elevating's gonna work here, but it does at the end. He makes the right decision. And now Surge is active, and he's actually below.
He's gonna try to look for boats.
They're still looking off in their direction.
Muzz, bro.
Make a window,
it's looking bad for Muzz right now.
7 seconds, 25 damage. One tick is all he can take. And right now, it almost seems like he's admitting defeat, almost trying to not give up any of those points. And they actually go on over to Booga and Braids that get the last shot, leading to that elimination. Hobby and a Minish. We saw it was Victor V and Queasy at one point. They're all the way on the low ground towards the other side of the zone. So as it now, it's Hobby and a Minish.
He's gonna try to spray Rapid. Down, doesn't get the shot.
Boyo still standing. Cold and Ritual still in this game as well. And the problem is now that Muzz and Rise's lead will surely change hands here. Taking a look at Peterbot and Boyo's situation. Taking a look at Ritual's situation. They're about to shockwave their way into the new zone. They're already making rotates. High ground looking very much solidified. You saw, as people were looking up, it wasn't looking too good, but as we jump around, Cold actually falls stands to HQ.
Yeah, with first place down, second place down to a solo. That's where the point gap starts to open up. From second to third place, it's 20 points, and it continues to kind of spread.
Clicks and Rapid still in the game.
Below that on the leaderboard for Hobby.
Pretty sure Rapid solo right now.
It's bragging rights, it's money.
Ritual's gonna try to hit the Brad. Trying to hit Brad's. I don't know. Ritual teaming with not teaming with Brad.
For a short second, he's risking too much exposure there, trying to use that shockwave to fly over instead of through.
Yeah, definitely like this right here. But they have to change layers. They have to play for a refresh. This is why they're forcing their way in. Boya finds one. Someone's on his heels. It's actually Virgo. but he eases up the pressure, and Boyo gets away with being able to stay alive for a second there. And talk about teams that need to change layers. Ritual jumps down as well. You can see him just scrambling here as he's already lost cold. Trying to work his way through. Barely any mats here, just a couple heals. He's gonna have to go ahead and do what he can with this, but so many different teams in this end game here. This is gonna start to condense the points up at the top.
Acorn's gonna...
The last 2 games, all these little moments matter. Every point really does make the difference, especially for Acorn and Bolt. 3rd place going into this game. They have a shot at first, just like any other. Peterbot and Boyo are trying to play for the high ground. They get overthrown
play for the high ground. Edit.
Return back up. Hobby and Minish are now on the back foot. Boyo is just running wild, but the spray is coming in from all directions. Finally, Peterbot shows up, alleviates that pressure.
Oh my, yo, this is so crazy.
Boyo's also on the low ground as well.
He didn't see Hobby. Hobby was actually lurking in the storm there, but he misses the important shot, and he delivers the loot for Peterbot and Boyo. But now the low ground team starting to take focus to them. Acorn, Bolt see what's going on here. Ozone and Golden as well are lurking nearby, and there's a lot of teams here looking to set themselves up for a new high ground take. Bolt, Acorn trying to get their feet back into race here. They're at 4 eliminations and still looking to peek in for high ground.
Clicks and knocks him.
Going down for Clicks and Rapid. Global spots, 1st place.
Twist Acorn, gonna take the height. Or Bolt.
This game alone, as now Acorn and Bolt have the high ground. Peterbot all by himself.
Here's gonna try to beam him. He's gonna die. Oh.
Just seconds too late. Peterbot will fall. We got Clicks and Rapid still up.
Clicks and Rapid still up.
Liam and Chase as well. Everybody else.
Oh my, yo.
Full and intact with their teammate by their side.
The biggest mistake might be letting Clicks and Rapid actually get a little bit of HP. Curve here as a solo down below ground will become the siphon for 1, but no.
But Batman Booga
is still in the game.
It's gonna get teamed. Oh.
Clicks there, but Rapid gets the finish. Now here comes the switch out for the meds, for the heals. This is the only thing that he actually can do here to try to stay in the game. Liam still alive in low ground. Acorn and Bolts up top. It's all gonna come down to actually how Rapid plays this out next.
Yeah, he's
gonna Rapid is need to play this out.
High ground's gonna drop. If he goes up, low ground's gonna try to make a play. There goes the first down. Bolts actually takes down Liam. Back to back from Bolts right now, trying to save it. But Rapid is still healing off outside of the zone. It is gonna be a 1v1, but as soon as that med kit stops, it is over.
Yeah, true.
Acorn, game 11, when it matters most, come out with a victory royale.
Not only that, they are definitely jumping their way towards that 1st place spot. Talk about taking advantage and staying consistent there. Zeke, game 11 is now over.
Fortnite fam, I need you to just track with me here for a moment. We're watching this game, and we're all just like, this is the craziest game we've ever seen. And then Vivid quietly, under his breath, just goes, Acorn and Bolt's gonna win this game. Watch. I was like, oh, what did he say? Like, there's no way. Vivid's being Vivid again. They win the game! They win the game! Acorn and Bolts get
Acorn and Bolts, oh my god.
Man, in a situation where Muzz and Rise were eliminated early, we're about to go into this last game. And this is going to be the closest race I think we've ever seen.
Acorn and Bullets, listen, we kind of mentioned it coming into the day. Yes, they have been playing so consistent. The one thing that they were missing on the leaderboard was a victory royale. And in game 11, they finally go ahead and secure their win. And you gotta imagine with how close the contention has been in the top 3 with Acorn and Bolts constantly finding themselves up there, finally getting this win, finally getting the surgence of points is going to probably surge them up into 1st place. And yeah, sure enough, Kelly, we are going to be set up for a Game 12 NA Masterclass, but it was just perfection from Acorn and Bolts. I mean, high ground for what feels like the first time out of these guys.
We watched all day yesterday and then pretty much all day today where we would see Acorn and Bolts make it to the end game time and time again. But once we got down to the final 5 or 6 teams, they were usually a solo and then eventually they would go down. But this was the game of duos. We had 4 duos alive in the final moments, which I think is the most that we've had as far as full duos in a final end game go. And of course, that is when Acorn and Bolts shine the best, being able to control high ground. And yes, it did eventually come down to a 1v1. 1v1, but Bolt is able to pull that out on top once again. Big shout outs to Acorn and Bolt. Better late than never for the victory royale.
Guys, I've just looked at the
Of course.
I've just looked at the leaderboard. You are not going to believe this. Let's go ahead, bring up those leaderboards. After this break, I'm so sorry.
Okay.
I know. Listen, we gotta go to this break. It's fine. You need to come back though. Okay, this last game is gonna be crazy. We'll see you. We'll see you in just 3 minutes, okay? Just hang tight.
Okay, yo, I got so shocked that I couldn't even. Well, I'll be right back. I'm gonna give you some water. Alright, I'm back. I'm back. I'm already on Fortnite watching FNCS. Coming up in 46 seconds. Don't know what you just said, but yeah. Alright.
Fortnite fam, welcome back to the FNCS. This is a perfect time to be watching some Fortnite, okay? We're going into the final game of Major number 2, okay? We're fighting for Acts of Champions. You come out in first place. Prize money if you trade places and start to move up the leaderboard. The higher you move, the higher more money you make. We're also looking for one of 6 spots for the Global Championship, which we knew going into that was basically if you could be in the top 10, because we already have previously qualified duos in the top 10. So right now, Clicks and Rapid holding on to the one of
top 10.
The 6th and final spot of placement.
Clicks and Rapid for the 10th place, and then top 4 Peter and Polo, Ritual and Cole for 2nd, and then Twist and Acorn.
Well, Zeke, if you say then I just
Acorn and Bolt
and
for
Yo-Yo.
first
You know,
place.
yesterday ended the day off in the first spot, and I think a lot of us were expecting for them to continue that snowball today, but a few hitches in their plan, maybe a few early eliminations. However, in this game, we finally start to see them pick things back up, start to show that they are here to win. They've already qualified. They don't need to worry about the global championships, but it is Peterbot and Pollo. If anyone is fighting for first place, if anyone is ignoring the qualification spots, ignoring the money, it is this duo right here.
The crazy thing about Peterbot and Pollo's performance so far across these 11 games, and this is going to be crazy, so I can't believe I'm about to say it, they have yet to get a double-digit elimination game. Yeah, they don't even have a single game with 10+ eliminations. They're like synonymous for that, and so far it has not happened. What better way for Peterbot and Pollo to make a comeback here, down an incredible amount of points, to finally pull out one of those games? Keep a close eye on those guys. But for some of our other contenders towards the top of the leaderboard, like Ritual and Cold, obviously they are a lot closer to that #1 spot, as they have been throughout the entirety of this competition. I kind of called for it going into game number 11. We still have yet to see what feels like a good Ritual and Cold-esque game for them here in day number 2. I mean, their best placement has been 7th place here on day number 2. They really need to break into it.
Chat, like this live is probably gonna go forever, bro.
We saw
We're already 2 hours already, bro. That's literally already 2 hours.
We know that they have this in them. And again, you're talking about, well, what a beautiful moment for Peterbot and Pollo to get the final win, but also for Cold and Ritual to finally get a victory royale. Zeke, there's too many storylines. There's too many players that we need to talk about right now. We have so many players
should I actually
that
just
are on
like
the edge
take
of qualification
yo
that have
like
already
chat? Should
made
I
it to
already
global
just take like a
championships,
break of
now
just
being
watching
in
this
8th
and then
and
go
9th
back on
place
it,
just
bro?
adds so many more question marks. And because
Wish I just
Clicks and
finish this
Rapid are in
last
10th,
game.
they're in the bubble, but Shadow and Virgo are on the 11th.
I should just already go ahead and just
qualified.
finish this
So
last
now it's
game.
literally
Come on.
up to Moneymaker and F9 or Victor V and Queasy. It's literally up to EU to stop Clicks and Rapid from going to the global championships. What is happening?
Why does it always happen like this, guys? Why does it? I mean, NA. That's NA, right?
NA, man. NA. Yeah, they're just so good. But this is great for Clicks.
Oh, I swear, NA is like crazy, bro. It just always has to be NA. It has to be like just freaking.
Without a doubt,
oh no, bro.
These guys, but they have figured something out here in day number 2. I want everybody to kind of remember this number: 440 points. I mean, listen, Clicks and Rapid. Right now, as it currently stands, they are in that global qualification range, but take a look at these standings, because if you look up just a couple of placements on the leaderboard, like, let's go ahead and shoot for 5th here, right? Higgs and Carter, 47 points actually separate 10th and 5th place right now. Now, obviously, Clicks and Rapid, on their mind right now is qualifying
Game
globals, but they could really prove something here in this grand finals. I do want to go ahead and mention that page number 2 that Kelly was kind of talking about, so that way we can kind of get a visual on this, because 440 points, right?
Jeff.
That is kind of that qualification range. Take a look at it. Kelly mentioned it. Shadow and Virgo already qualified to globals, right? They can't technically knock anybody out, but Moneymaker and F9 looking for that spot. Victor V and Queasy looking for that spot.
Oh, Moneymaker.
Reet and Cooper, I mean, they're so far
for the
behind.
top
They're so far behind. I think those guys are just too far away from that 440 point threshold. So the question is, guys, Victor V and Queasy, Moneymaker and F9, can they have a game that is good enough to break that 440 point threshold, assuming that Clicks and Rapid are just going to get 0 points, which you could probably guarantee is not going to happen.
This is so crazy. This is absolutely insane on NA right now. We are about to enter the final game. Fortnite fam, follow along. Like Vivid said, 440 is that. Just keep thinking about that number. Time you tune in to Clicks and Rapid, think about that number. Anytime you see someone like be eliminated, have the solo clutch, they're fighting for their lives. This is it. If someone goes down, they cannot get any more points.
That's what I just said too. They're fighting for their lives. It doesn't matter, bro.
This is truly it, Monster. The last go around, the last game of the day, and the last hope anybody has to either win the tournament, qualify for the global championship, or just win a buttload of that money.
Yeah, we've seen a little bit of everything as well along the way, but right now I'm looking at the qualification
you can go to
globals. Clicks and Rapid are holding that thin line, and then the race for top. I mean, we are surely in for a treat here soon.
Yeah, and honestly, I'm looking at Moneymaker and Fortnite. These are the guys that have been lurking around so many different POIs. They've been getting key eliminations, keeping them in the race. With the last game of the day ready, Moneymaker and Fortnite, what do you got?
Game
Game
12.
12 is here. What a grand finals weekend it has been. Looking at how things have played out, if you are Moneymaker in Fortnite, you're thinking about the commitment you have made to travel to NA. How much does qualifying to globals means to you? If it's everything you're here to do, well, you have to contest Clicks and Rapid, because if they get any further away from you, it's going to be mathematically impossible for you to close that gap. So that is the question. Then on the other side, you have, of course, the race for first place. Acorn and Bolts have put the biggest target on their back, as they are now at 570 and in the lead.
Just a huge gap to overcome, but no, Moneymaker for Nyan. They're not necessarily landed on Clicks and Rapids. Same strategy that they had in that last game over towards Golden Grove. They didn't necessarily lurk over to take the fight. They went elsewhere, kind of what they're doing now, but they have way more attention in this game that they did have in that last one. Booga and Braid trying to push them away from Golden Grove.
Yeah, I like that play from Booga and Braids. Obviously, there's a lot riding on the line for them, but now Quick and Amari, you know, they've kind of had their own little bits of back and forth with Fortnite and Moneymaker. Fortnite and Moneymaker getting a little piece of their own medicine there. Unfortunately, now getting collapsed on between the two teams, and everyone knows exactly what duo that was. Booga Braids happy with their initial loadout and the spoils of war that they earned from this. They're actually going to keep pushing.
I mean, you ever talk about, you know, it's just much harder, improbable for it happening, but Booga Braids, it's going to need a miracle, maybe even two, but maybe the 20, 30 eliminations, one of those crash out games that we do see right now. They already have 2 eliminations here and a couple more teams in the distance that they continue this streak on.
Well, this is really interesting. If they start off hot like that and can pick up about 6 or so eliminations, you know, we were trying to think about what would it take. You need to effectively win the game and just ball out on the lobby. It's a very difficult thing to do, but we have seen it.
Over 20 eliminations. I don't know the exact number, but I just did a little bit of quick math. Over 20 eliminations with a victory for Booga and Braids. It's definitely possible, but it's not just Moneymaker and Fortnite that they have to take down. It's Clicks and Rapid. It's Josh and Yamzo. It's those players above them inside of that bubble that also need a spot. He actually picks up another elimination onto Alongo. Braids does go down, so they're actually going to go for a double res on either side. But again, they're just keeping the train rolling. They're giving themselves a chance. It might be a hard one, but they are up for the fight.
At the end of the day, this is what I can respect. This is what I think the entire community can most definitely respect. You put it all on the line and you play for that win. Take a look at this. Peterbot, though, of course, King, whatever he can down right now, this is going to be gunning down Webster here. Very nice pickup for him. Good set of eliminations. Webster already did the farm for him. And, of course, the extra damage as well. The new team's pushing in. It's actually Curly's doing.
Curly's doing a good job of pushing Peterbot back, taking away those piece control, forcing him into a whole nother box, expending a lot of their materials. They expected to jump on one team, but I'm not sure how crowded they expected this to actually be, because there's another player up towards the north that's staring down, maybe even trying to get damage. Curly directly knocking on the wall. Encrypted is there as well. That's Webster's duo still up in this game.
Going for Peter and Polo.
Tyler gets third party just a little bit, but it's not slowing him down because he's landing an immense amount of damage onto Pete.
Yeah, Peterbot recognizing
my
God,
God,
really tough fight to take. He's probably second guessing what duo this is as well. Don't forget, you obviously have the likes of Acorn and Cold and everyone else that lands not too far off. They tend to kind of get and rotate in position near each other, but no information downloaded just yet. This is just.
And it's not just encrypted in the distance. It's playing for Webster. It's Nut and CDZ on the top side of that mountain. Probably watching the feed, waiting for one of these open space. The shots from
last game, chat. Let's go.
But they're going to do a big shot to kind of slow down the roll that Curly
has been
on so far in this fight. But no extra HP heals. Peterbot has just gone down. Game 12. The pressure is on Poyo yet again. Shockwaving to try to create distance, but that one's not going to work.
I've been streaming for two hours.
Oh no, is right. CDZ
streaming for 2 hours.
Take down Poyo.
Yes. So this game was for 2 hours.
First time we've seen Pierdo Boyo fall in a
Pretty
final
good,
game
yeah.
when they're on
Yeah, I can't believe they've been doing that since.
And who knows how
Yeah,
long
It's major too, bro. They trying to like
it's
like glow. They're trying to get to globals, and it's $100,000 in the line, and it's for first place position.
Okay, this is probably gonna be one of the longest I've seen like things ever.
Hey, but this game been intense the whole time.
At least it's probably one of the most intense, but at the same time, the most longest.
Just trying to survive, and he meets that same fate.
Is there a next major?
Wait,
Like major 2, then major 3?
No, it's gonna be
major.
It's gonna be last chance after that.
Money pocket threshold.
But that's gonna be global.
For this tournament.
That's gonna be last chance.
Rapid went down, but Clicks is literally by himself, and he
is Clicks is by himself without Rapid.
This is even worse for Moneymaker,
and they had 10.
They were so close to Clicks and Rapid. Like all they had to do is genuinely outperform them, and then
top 10 right now.
And we'll wrap it down. They've actually singled out Clicks. They know he's here. Clicks has to play very well. How badly does he want it? We know he's got a big gap between him and everyone else, but again, you don't want to give Victor V and Queasy the runway, because if you do, they might run away with it. Pressure's on Clicks.
Queasy and Victor V are not even necessarily the target on anybody's radar.
Conda's coming.
This is a huge moment here for Clicks, essentially playing for a global championship spot in this
fight. They're kicking 1v2 this.
1v2. There is a whole
he might be dead.
Just to the right of them at a mending machine. Maybe Clicks is hoping somebody else hears that and looks to crash the party, but as of now, you can see he's burning through every single resource that he has. Material being dwindled down. He does have some extra bigs, but he hasn't taken too much damage to dig that deep into his resources. And it's
it's because Clicks is solo.
I was gonna say he also hasn't given damage either. So because you haven't given the damage, that team's not gonna respect you enough to back off.
You need to pop that truck quick.
Instead, they're taking shots, trying to fish through the builds, weakening them so they can get visuals to look.
Okay, bullshit.
Clicks just has to kind of wait this one out. Darcy Contrap keeping their HP up. The fact that they're using Chunk Jumps is telling us that they're...
Daze can go ahead and already key Clicks. Because he's already trying to heal. Oh, yeah, they already keyed him. Yep, he's dead. Clicks is dead. Oh, hold up. Actually, wait. Check that good shotgun right there.
And this could be the miracle he's looking for. He's been using
Let's try to key him.
Entire time to keep himself topped off. So one shot.
He's burning all that match. He ain't gonna have match anymore. Oh, got a hat. Oh, his days. Hold up. Oh, they can key him. Oh, if he hit that.
Is missing a couple shots here, but he is still keeping ahead in this fight.
He's playing well right now. 4 points. A new team comes in. They
this new team he's gonna get.
Can he scramble out of the box here? I'm not sure if he's gonna be able to survive. But another duo comes crashing in.
Oh my gosh!
Clicks might be able to go just a little bit further here.
Yeah, he tries to stop the heals. He doesn't want to give up too much information here.
Gonna pop the big pot. Dang. There's so much doors crashing the...
Out from the depths of potentially going down. And since
I think they know that he's solo.
Their focus on over to see how many players are still here. And he's gonna use that monster. He's gonna use this.
He's gonna run, yeah.
To finally disengage. But without too many white heals, he is on a clock.
He should not pop that.
He's earned a couple more points. So for anyone who's trying to push
probably needs to pop that medkit.
These points are the worst case scenario for you. And now Clicks
full shield. He need to pop that charge and medkit.
And he can comfortably rotate here. What a turn of events there, Jacob.
Oh my!
Wow.
What was that?
That's all I can really say after watching all that shakeout is wow. This is some of the best Fortnite we have seen Clicks play in such a long time. Don't let the position on the leaderboard fool you, because he right now
yeah,
is
Ages and Venom. I think
they are still in this game. So we see Veno Agers much higher up on that leaderboard in a much more comfortable spot for sure, but don't like what they're seeing here out of Reed and Cooper. They could potentially try to take this fight, but if they go down, it was almost all for nothing because they are literally right there, 18 points away from the next placement.
18 points away. Cold and Ritual.
Cold and Ritual are gonna look.
30. Muzz and Rise.
So can you find somebody?
Look at what's happening right here. Zone's pulling to the top left of the map here. It's the first time someone actually draw this
3 in front of them.
32.
Kind of see how everybody, there's a couple teams outside of the zone. Most of the teams, you see at Cluster Coast, that little arrow down below on the side. That's Click's trying to survive down there. Only one arrow, so Rapid is not up just yet. But you can see the journey they have in front of them. Cluster, Shaken, Sinister, Frosted, and then they reach the zone of the Battlewoods.
Yeah, look at how much of a long way he's got to go, but he's still very much motivated in this game.
Almost about to reach zone.
Fast the lobby has continued to cut its way out. For all we know, he might steal away some cheeky placement points before we even get there, but we'll just have to see Veno and Agers still fighting to close the gap here. No Elam's just
Next Cooper gets Reed alive.
The job in Reed and Cooper's run to the finals is now over.
Just
like that, Agers and Veno secure 8 points.
It's a team that isn't the first time they face each other throughout this tournament. And even with this one kind of over, Reed and Cooper, game 12 sent back to the lobby, I can assure you, Monster, this is the last time we're going to see these two teams face off in an FNCS
Booga and Braids trying to get out of Storm right now.
Something on the line. As we see towards the Battlewood, closer towards the zone, Bolts
but they can't rotate because Bolts
with a little bit
Bolts
of
would
a cushion.
beam them.
They managed to rotate very, very quickly away from Frosted Flats and trying to get one of those priority positions where they're near one of the buildings, elevated up so they can't get snuck down low towards the bottom.
Well, this is the first place team, by the way. Dang.
Coming into the game, pulling zones, getting there really rotates like Bolts and Acorn.
The Rapid's
are
going
just
to
doing
do.
it right now. How many wins is this for Acorn at this point? He is starting to really rack them up.
Definitely one of the better IGLs that we have in the history of Fortnite. He had a streak of winning major ones. That one, once again, got stopped here. But we can go ahead and make up for it with a major 2 victory, especially for Bolts coming on over from NA West. Before Central became one region, Bolts won the last FNCS on West, came over.
Muzz and Rise.
Multiple top placings
Gotta
that we
pop
saw
those
on day
heels.
1 with Kelly, Vivid, and Zeke breaking it down. Bolts is just that guy. You pair him with one of the greats, these are the results you will see. Muzz and Rise looking good. You can kind of see a decent amount of our players at the top side of the leaderboard have no real contention at this side of the game.
Victor V's gonna try
Here's
to
our next team that's looking to claw their way to globals. Queasy and Victor V, they have the damage, but I think they will need a win. I think they will also need over 10 elims, and more importantly, they will have
they are
to
gonna need
stomp
over
out
10
Josh
elims.
Yabzo or Clicks and Rapid, and that is no easy task right now.
I will say that the blessings are in their favor. You see where the zone is at.
Josh and Yamzo, forgot about them, bro.
Their actual POI, they're 300
I'm pretty
above
sure
the damage threshold.
Yamzo's at 12.
Other players gonna probably trade off shots and distance, get close quarters, box-to-box fights. They have created themselves a distance away from everybody else and potential danger. So it shouldn't necessarily be a problem, or at least not for now. We'll see where the zone continues to flow. And again, Monster, it's working in Queasy and Victor V's favor as we move towards the north.
Wait, did we ever get that update with Clicks? Did he actually make it? I don't even know at this point. Because remember,
I think he did.
is the line as well. Last we saw him, he was deep in the storm trying to rotate. On the other side, though, look at Bolts and Acorn making these very
He might have died.
They're wasting no time. They're putting everything on the line, using these shockwaves early, make it to the half and half out.
Oh, Muzz
and Rise are
tried to get out.
The championship run has come to a close.
And the end's getting chopped down by Acorn.
Came so close there, Jacob, but in the end, 3rd place is where they sit now.
Yep, gotta be happy that you kind of essentially qualified for the global championship. But, you know, you're so close to the win. It all depends on how you look at it. And we know how these competitors
right
are.
under
If they're not first,
Acorn.
they're last, or at least that's what they have in their
In
minds.
that box at least.
But maybe tomorrow they'll begin to celebrate. Clicks does get rapid. This is the update you were looking for. I know he had the reboot off, but I was questioning the material. I was questioning the loadout. I don't know where this key leads, but I'm sure it is long gone behind him because he was carrying that when he was at the sanctuary.
Hey, he's got it though. It's in his pocket. That's all that matters. Hopefully it brings him a little bit of luck right now. 27.
I gotta try to look for the.
Zen
is dead.
Points are going to start being given out here shortly.
Yamzo is going to try to look for being around Angel, but didn't make it.
They're earning their way closer and closer through. Globals is only getting more and more interesting as you start looking at who is going to be earning their qual spots now.
Got the box right there. Gotta look at the hype.
Money placement. Every placement, as you were saying, you've been alluding to, is just more and more money. They're past the pockets and into the individuals. This cold ritual. They're not just fighting for money, still fighting for that first place spot. I see a lot shaking out across in the distance, and they're just trying to disrupt it just a little bit, enough so they can continue to progress with their surge. And you're kind of seeing the check-in from multiple teams around the lobby. Clicks and Rapids still looking strong, and now we've reached the meat and the potatoes, which is those placement points. They've gotten 2 so far, which isn't many, but the longer Clicks and Rapids stay in this game, the more chances of it becoming mathematically impossible for anybody else.
Yeah, that's right. I did see Victor and Queasy still rotating through. Remember, they need a win at this point, and they are playing for the high ground. But if Clicks and Rapid are still standing, that win condition is out of the window. Curve, Batman, Booga trying to fight for a top 3 spot. Can they overtake Peterbot and Muzz's position for
oh, wait, they killed Peter.
To maintain first place here and win this entire tournament.
Nobody said it was going to be smooth sailing. 50 below the damage threshold, gets worse, falls to 67. But they're not necessarily
going to try to look for a high ground.
They know what it feels like to be below surge, the back of zone. So they're trying to take it one step at a time, get towards the front, open up that window, and look back. And that's how they're going to try to get Taki out from the outside. He's taking storm damage and eventually damage from Vic.
This is what they need. Clicks falls on the rotate. 24, 41 below. Couple players still have to fall here. Rapid needs to jump in. He gets Tyler 4 more points for Rapid. And Clicks himself now. A little bit of lobby focus though, as he's in the ultimate low ground.
Rapid is solo.
Position up. Victor and Queasy need to start finding eliminations before the lobby thins itself out.
Yeah, that's going to be the most important thing.
They need to look for those late eliminations.
Because Bolts, they find themselves their first elimination of this game. 4 more points there as Rapid and Clicks go down to third place. All eyes on Queasy and Victor V. They are the ones that are next up.
They're the ones that could potentially qual if they can win the game and pull through. But first, you gotta get through all the other teams. Venno, Ager still standing now.
Nah,
take a look at who's
I'm
alive.
still watching. I'm still watching that.
Finally, they're also starting to close the gap. But if you want the championship run, you're needing to do more. And Cold and Ritual are starting to do it.
They find another elimination, taking apart Golden and Ozone. The materials, even though it might be few, it's plenty for them in this situation. But I might have spoke too soon.
Ritual was down.
Ritual goes down. Cold thinks about the decision for the revive, but more spray comes their way. He has to abandon ship. And now if he wants to win this FNCS, it's going to be as a solo.
Crazy.
Meanwhile, a fight for high ground. Batman, Booga, Curve coming through. And Curve want to do it.
Oh, Higgs and Curve. I never knew they were still alive.
Bolt's holding on here. Bolt is also a solo. That means that the points are going to get even more condensed now. But Cold is still in this. Does Cold want it more than Bolt? Can he outperform him here and now?
Oh, Cold.
Overtake him by 30 plus
Bolt's taking damage in Storm. We'll try to look for the refresh then. I don't freaking know why you asking me.
Yeah, Bolts goes down outside of the top 10. Cold can still win this. Placement points alone without getting another elimination, but you can see the struggle he's going through. Even Bolts on the other side has to figure out a way down, but Cold is going to get eliminated, and that is going to be it.
Oh, Bolts is, if he takes 1 tick, he's dead.
Major to
Yeah, if Bolt takes one tick, he's dead. See, he can't take one tick. Okay, nice. He healed. Oh, there's fear. He goes. Oh, Bolt is crazy. Oh, beams him. And he knocks him. Veno looks for another kill.
More eliminations, more points for the money
and
the dollar signs here at the
taking
end of the
the high ground.
Ager's playing the tree. He's got plenty to work with. What a tournament so far it has been.
No, it definitely has. And for Veno and Agers, they can overtake Higgs and Curve. They can overtake Peterbot and Boyo. They can maybe overtake Muzz and Rise. So they're still fighting for a potential top 3 spot here in the finals. BMJ from the backside out of Chug Chug.
BMJ beams Veno. Oh, hits, knocks him. Agers. Wait, Agers and Veno might probably win this. Oh, Force knocks Veno. Agers is dead. Oh, no way. Force goes for the first place.
Nice job for them to go ahead and just pad the stats and finish off their tournament well. But at the end of the day, Jacob, it was a
oh my gosh.
And it looks like we have our champions. Congratulations there to everyone that competed. Zeke, that's going to be it from us.
QK and Force.
Jacob, PR, MBF, fantastic set of games, fantastic cast. Oh my gosh. Of course, Kelly, of course, this comes down to a solo clutch of
QK is good.
Solo clutch of bolts. And of course, Fortnite is and does what it does. Acorn and Bolts, though, coming out on top.
Well, he doing that same part I can tell. Like Lake University, I freaking know it.
Making sure he is trying to prove he is
like, who cares about a freaking stupid Rocket League University? It's stupid.
And Bolts, your major 2 champions.
We saw in day number 1 just how consistent they were, getting an average placement of 7 over the whole 6 games we saw from day number 1, but they never placed above 5th place. And then as we started day number 2, Acorn and Bolts looked like they started a little slow, not necessarily bad, but of course it was the penultimate game where they grabbed their victory royale and 7 eliminations, and that really is where things just took off. We knew as soon as all these other top teams were starting to go down, and we saw the solo clutch coming out of our big players, that this was our major 2 winners right here. Huge shout outs to Bolts and Acorn. Wasn't really a doubt in anyone's mind.
Bolts and Acorn is crazy.
Definitely were some doubts out there. I mean, not a lot of people were kind of throwing Acorn and Bolts into the conversation. Of course, we had some of the favorites like Peterbot and Polio up there to go ahead and win this FNCS. But yeah, you mentioned the consistency from Acorn and Bolts on the back foot of all of the clutches, all of the solo clutch points that they were able to pick up as a team. I mean, we entered game number 12 and Acorn and Bolts were already on the number upwards of 140 solo clutch points, making up a large portion of the total 617 that they were able to pick up over the course of 12 games. And Acorn and Bolts, man, I mean, for Acorn himself, of course, gotta be solidified now as, if not the greatest, one of the greatest IGLs in the game, and do it alongside Bolts. I mean, these guys, they gotta be ecstatic.
We got to turn attention to these leaderboards. All right, we can't forget, obviously, congratulations to them. Want to give them the props, the flowers that they deserve. But we can't forget, we also have 6 spots going to the Global Championship. Yeah. We saw Clicks and Rapid in that game.
Yo, Acorn and Bolt still on first place.
Where Clicks had to solo clutch and then
Clicks and Rapid,
who then
$10,000.
a little bit further on.
Still up the top 10, so he's still.
Dude, I'm blown away. Today's games were phenomenal.
Yeah, without a doubt. I mean, Clicks obviously here in game number 12. I think when everything was all said and done, because we saw Queasy and Victor V and Moneymaker and Fanine kind of go down early in this game. Clicks staying alive here would not have ended up mattering on the leaderboard, but I mean, just the mechanical prowess that he was able to bring out. I mean, we were watching this live, and I was like, looking at the edits that Clicks was hitting. Not only was he hitting like hard edits, like some of the ramp flips and everything like that, but he just like didn't miss an edit, right? So when the pressure was on, when he started to feel that his global qualification was potentially slipping away, he did not falter.
He doesn't like you.
They're going to walk away with 12th place in this FNCS, but they were so close to placing so much higher. And I mean, Kelly, they got to be proud about this one.
I mean, Vivid, you say that game didn't necessarily matter to the leaderboard because of how everything went, but I think that meant so much to Clix and his community. We saw how day one ended. We saw kind of the emotions that was impacting Clix. And
just like you.
For years now, how emotional a player like Clix can be and how that can affect his games. So to see him be able to recover for day number 2, and then in the final game, where literally it all matters to what he does. How he is able to not only handle being contested, but also triple part or third party, and then fourth party. Everything could have gone wrong in that situation, and he handled that so well. And I think that matters so much more than
what
is deserved of getting into the global championships means everything.
Yep, without a doubt. I mean, see, listen, I feel like we also have to throw our flowers over to Venno and Agers. A third place when contested by 2 other teams out of POI for more than half the competition. And then to kind of not only consistently win that all-star situation, but then towards the later half of this competition, to basically push both of those teams out of that POI. That's how badly you were kind of dominating them. And then on the back foot of that, to finish 3rd place and only be behind 2nd place by 23 points. And then even further than that, you know, 40, 50 points behind 1st place. I mean, Agers and Venno, one game going their way just a little bit more, and they could have actually went ahead and won this. I think this is one of the most impressive performances out of modern day Fortnite. Being double contested and still performing so well is an incredible feat.
Every time I think of Venno, I immediately think back to the Invitational back to 2022 and how Venno and Queasy went up and they go up against, oh my gosh, I forgot their names. No, the Danish duo. Anyway. Cammy and Seti, thank you. And anyway, they go up against them, they drop in their drop spot. It was something that had never been seen before. And even though they didn't win, everyone said that they saved Fortnite. And that to me is something that I constantly think about Venno. How every time he makes a move, every time he makes a decision, it's not necessarily the win or getting more points that matters to him. It's the impact on the scene.
You actually requested.
That's so true, Kelly.
So you could do it.
I'm actually getting word, guys. We have an interview lined up with one of the members. It is Bolts. Bolts, can you hear me?
I can hear you.
Bolts, let's go!
Wait, that's Bolts.
Congratulations! How does it feel?
It feels so good.
Yes,
me and Acorn, we got 3rd place in Major 1, and then at LAN we got 5th place. The win was just at the grasp of our fingertips, and then this time we finally got it. I'm so excited. Like winning on Central to me, such a big deal, you know, because I've won West before, but it doesn't feel as good as this.
I mean, I can imagine that feels good, especially getting the victory royale on the 2nd to last game. Walk me through those moments. What was going on through the comms? When did you guys know that you had the win?
We knew we had the win when Acorn looked up at height and saw there was no builds on it. He was like, just shock up. We shocked up. We only had like 200-300 wood, and then from there, you know, we're shooting down on everyone, eliminating everyone, and then it came a little close in the end. I did have to 1v2.
Finally, I can end stream, bro.
So I'm glad we could close that win out.
Can't lie, Bolts. We've had the great pleasure of speaking to Acorn a plethora of times, but not many times we've actually gotten to speak to his teammates. So I gotta ask you, Bolts, what does it actually feel like, or you know, what actually goes down playing with a player like Acorn? Like, what does it feel like? How does he teach you? How does he walk you through some of these moments as one of the best IGLs we have ever seen?
Yeah, I mean, it feels like I'm playing a whole different game compared to everyone else. Like, before I started playing with Acorn, I didn't really have that much knowledge on how to play an endgame properly or even mid-game rotates. But then just over playing with him, it honestly just taught me so much about the game. And it's really interesting to see how a player can play so consistent and just, like, very hidden to all the other players. Like, many other players...
Wait, does that mean actually does that mean Bolts actually won that FNCS?
With Acorn's eyes yelling, the way he tarps, the way he shockwaves us, you know, we're just there. We don't need a refresh because he's just him.
Bro,
Okay. No, he didn't. He didn't win.
How does it feel to walk away with this win, with this title, for you as a player? Where do you feel like you are at right now?
Right now, I would say a lot of people underestimate me, and I'm glad that winning now, I think I'll get more recognition about that. I think I saw a stat where I was 10 FNCSs now in a row. I've gotten top 10, which compared to other people, I think there was like only 3 people, and I think people really underestimate my ability to frag and just be there to support my teammate.
I mean, what's crazy about that stat, and that was all vivid stats, but to think that you were able to do it also in a LAN setting, that is really what makes the difference, is that regardless of if you're at home or if you're on the big stage, you always perform. But Bolts, for me, speaking of performing, you guys have a big performance coming up for the Global Championships, and we already know that you guys were going to be going there, so what is kind of the training grounds looking like leading up to that?
I would say we're not really going to change much else when it comes to our training. Like for me, all I do, I really just Kovacs, I aim train, I do a lot of creative, I've been playing, just
that's the pros.
And for Acorn, he's always in the VODs, he's always learning, so I would say there's not really much we have to change. We just have to keep up the grind and not get too complacent.
Yeah, both again.
Incredible work, Bolts. I mean, listen, we also kind of want to know how the lobby was going to break down. Was any teams out there that you feel like was kind of giving you some troubles throughout all 12 of these games that you want to give some flowers with, or do you feel like it was just all you guys?
No, I'll give some flowers to Rise and Muzz. Honestly, crazy performance out of them. I wasn't expecting that. It never really came in our playbook to really try to make a play on them to overtake them, because we were just